Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As tonight's the second of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Trois-Rivieres Lions. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's going to be an interesting night of hockey. It's the second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here as the Grizzlies try to end a five-game losing streak. Trois-Rivieres is currently on a five-game winning streak, and they look to make it six in a row with a victory here tonight. One roster move by the Grizzlies. Actually, there were two roster moves today. Forward Taryn Pfizer was reassigned to the AHL's Colorado Eagles, so we got to call up Pfizer at a third-period goal in last night's game. He and Zach Sekos are tied for the club lead with 7 goals on the season. And the Grizzlies acquired defenseman Aaron Tho from the Norfolk Admirals. Now, I didn't see Tho out there for warm-ups. He'll be wearing number 25, but I'm not sure he's going to be in the lineup here this evening. We'll get the lineups from the off-ice officials here in a few minutes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Aaron Tho is able to do in a Grizzlies uniform. Remember, last week the Grizzlies acquired defenseman Corey Thomas. Thomas has played in 3 games with the Grizzlies, and he'll be wearing number 3 once again tonight. So we'll see what happens here this evening as the Grizzlies look to end a 5-game losing streak. They're taking on a Trois-Rivieres Lions team who's on a roll right now, having won 5 in a row. They've got a record of 7-6-1 this season with 15 standings points and a .536 winning percentage. The Grizzlies come into play with a 6-8 record, 12 points and a .429 winning percentage. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll talk with our Grizzlies analyst, Tim Broussard, who's with us tonight, and get his perspective on what's going to happen here this evening in Game 2 of the 3-game set, and what do the Grizzlies need to do to bounce back. They had 4 goals last night. Special teams could play a big factor here tonight. We'll talk about that later on in the pregame show, and we'll also give you the lineups for both teams. We're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies pregame report presented by America First Credit Union.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard, our Grizzlies analyst and director of photography. Tim, it's great to have you here in Game 2 of the 3-game set. Now, last night, the Grizzlies did win the battle of the special teams, 2 power play goals, and they were a perfect 4-for-4 on the penalty kill. And it feels like against a Trois-Rivieres team that's pretty good on the power play, but they've got the worst penalty kill in the league at 67.3%. Feels like special teams are going to play a big factor here in this series. It played a big factor last night in keeping the Grizzlies in it, and kind of feels like it's going to play a big factor here tonight.
But when you're starving for for any type of wins. You're looking for any point to be successful, and hopefully we can find a mismatch there on the special teams and come up with a couple power play goals. But the defense seems to be the order of the day. If we can hold down the other teams, we don't need to score as many.
It's going to be interesting to see who's in net tonight for the Grizzlies. It will be Garrett Metcalf getting the start. He's got a record of 3-1. This will be his 5th start of the season. He'll be going up against Philip DeRosier. Now, I don't think any current Grizzlies went against DeRosier back when he was a member of the Idaho Steelheads, because that was many moons ago. But DeRosier has gotten off to a really slow start this season with a 4.54 goals against average and .841 save percentage.
We know what he's capable of. We've seen that a number of years. The question is, how does the toll take time on the body, and how far out of it is he? Is he top shape? Well, and obviously his numbers are indicating otherwise. So we'll see what he does. And it was interesting to see him in warmups. He did just fine there. So probably pick up the same form that he was in previously. So it'd be interesting goaltender matchup between Metcalf and DeRosier.
For the Grizzlies, Aaron Tho was acquired in a trade earlier today, but he is a scratch. He is not in the Grizzlies lineup. He'll probably make his Grizzlies debut tomorrow. Other scratches include James Shearer and Jordan Stone, as well as goaltender Lucas Pericu. Last I checked, I saw Pericu here on press row a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he was up here. For those that don't know, he is an all-class guy. So he came up to say hi, and he's a photographer himself, for those that don't know, and quite accomplished. So it was fun to have him stop by for a minute.
In the third period last night, Dakota Raby was outstanding. He skated around the net and centered one to Sekos for a goal. And then he scored a goal himself earlier in the third period. I thought Dakota Raby, with his third period production last night, hopefully that carries over to tonight, because it looked like the third period last night was maybe the best period he had played all season.
He's capable of a lot more. I mean, the guy has probably one of the best blade work for being on his skates that I've seen in a long time. He can throw it down at a 30-degree angle, cut in front of the net, and still have the puck on his stick. So I'm expecting to see more. I'm hoping to see more. I know maybe we didn't see the whole package last year, but that'd be well welcome right now. One of our conversations that we had earlier is who's going to step up for the Grizzlies and their need of scoring. Number of guys injured or up at AHL. So he's a good candidate for exactly that.
I know when you're talking about positives, Zach Sekos has a point in 6 of his last 9 games. And how about Johnny Walker, a guy who just seems to make his presence felt? He'll be in the starting lineup. We'll give you the starting lineups in a few minutes. Johnny Walker will be on there. He's got 5 goals in his last 8 games. He displayed some good hands, redirected an Andrew Nelson shot in the first period for a power play goal last night. And Walker's the kind of guy, I've seen it 2 or 3 times, where he scored goals on rebounds out in front. He's not afraid to get in there and mix things up.
Oh, absolutely not. That Dino Cicerelli type player, a little bit bigger than Dino.
I knew you were going to mention Dino. He's one of your favorite small guys in front of the net.
You know I was going to go with that card, right? Small guy with hands and, a little bit of an instigator role. So, yeah, let's pull out the Dino Cicerelli card. But, yeah, he plays that role, and he plays it really well. He's got the hands. And obviously for your power play unit or your, whatever centerman's going to be on that line, that's what you want, is somebody with the hands that can pick up the garbage and put it in the back of the net.
We're talking about losing a couple key forwards earlier this week. A couple days ago, I think it was even on Thanksgiving, Brandon Cutler was loaned to the Belleville Senators of the AHL. He joins Kyle Betts, who's still in Belleville. Betts, I think, got injured from what I hear, and he might end up returning to Utah in a few weeks. And then you talk about today, Taryn Pfizer, who picked up a goal last night. He's got 7 goals on the season, which is time for the club lead. Luckily, Pfizer's going to be in the Colorado Eagles lineup tonight, as is Nate Klerman and Ben Tardif. So, talking about guys getting called up to the AHL, it's good to see them getting playing time in the AHL and not just going up there and sitting.
Right. That was one of our complaints for the last 2 years is, Colorado had the habit, of just pulling up guys and sitting them on the bench. I'm like, leave them down here for a while and let them, accrue some game time and game situational practice, if anything. But, yeah, at least it was nice to see that both Klerman and Tardif, is in the lineup tonight, and hopefully they can make a difference up there.
I think those guys, it looks like they have been playing pretty well with Colorado, which is certainly good for them. And you'd like to see them advance in their career. And obviously with Ben Tardif, with as much as he did last season, it's good to see him go up to the AHL and have some success. And after all, Nate Klerman's got an NHL entry-level deal. And we talk about Connor McDonald, the captain of the Grizzlies, who's actually the pick to click of our PA announcer tonight, Guy Carenza, who usually hangs out with us. Guy is the PA announcer tonight, as Chris Hagan unable to go today and tomorrow.
That's interesting. You know, everybody fill in for shoes. You know, we got guys at the AHL and hopefully they do well up there, but that also leaves a hole to fill. So that's somebody on defense that, you know, is an A+ slot, and now you're trying to fill that in with somebody. So, you know, with Guy filling in for Hagen and me filling in for Guy up here, you know, everybody doing what they can across the board.
Poor guy, he's going to end up having to hear it from us all night. We're going to end up grading him hard. We'll grade him hard on his performance here tonight, and I'm sure he'll do the same of us up here.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we'll talk about it afterwards, maybe after a little bit of live PD or whatever the version is now.
That's right. We'll have to see if we can get the channel that the live PD is on. There's one line in the show. I don't know how Tribe of Pigs became a thing, but then it became a thing. I don't know if I'm going to use it tonight because I'm not sure anybody get the reference, but if I do mention Tribe of Pigs as a team crosses center ice, that's where it's from.
Absolutely.
We're going to have fun here tonight. The second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Don't forget, you know, if you can't make it out tonight, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock will be the series finale. It will also be the finale of the 6-game homestand. Grizzlies and the Lions. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And don't forget, when you go to UtahGrizzlies.com, tickets are half off. And so if you buy 2 tickets, it's essentially a buy one, get one free type of offer. You can't beat that. Sunday afternoon of Grizzlies hockey, Utah, and the Trois-Rivieres Lions, who are an aesthetically pleasing team to watch. You know, they've got some big guys, but they also got a lot of speed and skill. I think this is going to be a fun one here tonight between these two clubs. An interesting goaltending matchup. Garrett Metcalf for the Grizzlies and Philip DeRosier for the Lions. And when we come back, we'll give you the lineups for both teams. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard. Grizzlies have hit the ice in their Pride Specialty jerseys. White numbers, white lettering in the back, and there's a lot of different colors mixed in. I think I counted about 7 or 8 different colors on the front and back of the jersey. Go to UtahGrizzlies.com, and, hey, you can bid on these jerseys on the Dash Auction app. You can go to the Dash Auction app, and I think the auction ends at 10 o'clock tonight. You can bid on those game-worn jerseys that the Grizzlies are wearing this evening. You can get a Tyler Penner jersey, or maybe even Cam Strong, or maybe even get Cameron Wright, who's got 3 goals this season. All of them are game winners. Or you can get Garrett Metcalf, the starting goaltender, the Salt Lake City native. You can get his game-worn jersey at the Dash Auction app. Go to the Grizzlies social media channels for more information and a link to bid on your Grizzlies game-worn jerseys here as it's the second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Grisby is at center ice waving his flag, and the Grizzlies will be introduced by Guy Carenza, who's filling in for Chris Hagen on the PA. Starting in net for the Grizzlies, who have a record of 6-8 this season with the 12 standings points and a .426 winning percentage. Garrett Metcalf gets the start. It'll be his second home start for the Grizzlies this season. He's got a record of 3-1 with a 3.25 goals against average and 905 save percentage. Metcalf is listed at 6'4", 190 pounds, although he looks like he's about 6'5" or 6'6". Starting defensive pairing, Bryson Martin, who's got 1 goal and 2 assists in 14 games this season, and Victor Bartley, who this season has 2 assists in 9 games. Bartley did not play last night, and so he's back after missing one game. 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. We mentioned Martin and Bartley are the starters. Grizzlies also going with Corey Thomas and Joey Koatarchi. Both the guys are going to be in the Grizzlies lineup tonight, as is Kyle Pouncey and Andrew Nilsson. That's the 6th defenseman for the Grizzlies. Today, Utah did make a trade acquiring defenseman Aaron Tho from the Norfolk Admirals, but Tho is not in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. He'll probably make his Grizzlies debut tomorrow. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Tyler Penner has 1 goal in 14 games. He's the Grizzlies Iron Man from last season. He'll be wearing number 21. Number 26, Cam Strong's also in there. He's got 2 assists in 14 games. And Johnny Walker, who has 5 goals in his last 8 games. So the starting forwards are Walker, Penner, and Strong. We'll also see tonight Keaton Jamison, Dylan Fitz. Fitz had an assist last night. Cameron Wright, Zach Sekos. Sekos is tied for the club lead with 7 goals. Dakota Raby, who had 1 goal and 1 assist in the third period last night. Christian Simeone and Neil Robinson. And that's the Grizzlies lineup for tonight. We'll give you the Trois-Rivieres lineup here shortly. Philip DeRosier is going to be in net. We'll have our national anthems here at Maverik Center. We will have both the Canadian anthem and the U.S. national anthem. Here in the middle of the game of the 3-game series. Last night was the first time since December of 2019 when a team from Canada visited Maverik Center. As the Newfoundland Growlers were here for a 3-game series, Utah ended up winning 2 of the 3 games in the series. And now, our national anthem. We'll start with O Canada here on a Saturday night. That's O Canada here at Maverik Center. Now our U.S. national anthem here on the 2nd annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Can you see at the twilight lights whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaked, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in there, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Whose fingers that stars bend, and the way for the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's our national anthem here on a Saturday night at Maverik Center. Grizzlies taking on the Trois-Rivieres Lions for the second time ever. Last night, the Lions got a 6-4 victory. They led 5-2, and then the Grizzlies scored 2 goals in the final 2 minutes to make it close, making it 5-4, and then the Lions scored an empty netter right at the end. I'm Tyson Whiting, joined tonight by Tim Broussard as we're high atop Section 114. As the puck drop at center ice, the two captains, Connor McDonald for the Grizzlies and Cedric Momini, who, Tim, I think you remember him playing for Rapid City. It seemed like he scored some big goals for Rapid City against Utah, in particular, some big goals over at the Monument, road games for the Grizzlies. And Momini scored a goal last night, and he's going to be pretty tough on the Grizzlies. He's a very smart hockey player.
The way he can move in and out of this whatever system he's working in, and we saw that up there and with Rapid City and now down here. That was a name I didn't mind if I had to hear tonight, but he's here, him and his counterpart Beauregard, and expect those two guys to make an impact on the score sheet somehow.
Anthony Beauregard was the league MVP back in the 2020-2021 season with the Wichita Thunder when they had a surprisingly good year, and Bruce Ramsey won the league's Coach of the Year, the Wichita head coach. Referee tonight is Nolan Bloyer. The linesmen are James McKenna and Colin Kleinendorf. Starting for Trois-Rivieres, Philip DeRosier is in net. Starting defensive pairing is Connor Welsh and Alex Breton. Starting forwards are James Phelan, Nicholas Lariviere, who had 2 goals last night, and John Parker Jones. Jones playing forward for the Lions. He's normally a defenseman by trade. Marc-Andre Bergeron's the head coach. It's his second game as head coach, as Belanger resigned this past Tuesday. As the draw won by the Lions, and they dump it in. Grizzlies skating from right to left as Metcalf plays behind his net. Will feed it to Bartley. Right wing, Phelan throws it towards the goal line. It bounces off the end wall as Parker Jones collides with Bryson Martin. Martin in the corner along with Penner. He tried to chip it ahead. The puck ended up lifting on him and coming up with its Penner. As he'll cross center ice from right to left and dump it in from the left wing. Cam Strong battling with number 75, Alex Breton, who was the league defenseman of the year back in the 2020 season. Pass up ahead is picked off, and it bounced off a skate out to the right side. And they're battling behind the Lions net. Trois-Rivieres comes up with it. As number 75, Alex Breton, who's been active here in his first shift, he'll nudge it ahead towards the near side. Lions pitching out the center ice, bouncing puck. Bartley moves it ahead towards Cam Strong. Back to Bartley as Strong comes off the ice, and he'll throw it to center ice for Penner. It deflected off of Penner, sticks to no icing. As taking it is Trois-Rivieres. They're going to be skating from left to right here in the first period, wearing a white jersey with blue numbers. Kind of resembles the Quebec Nordiques back in the day. Momini crosses the offensive line and spins it around the boards. Andrew Nilsson has to go past him as it goes to the right point. And pass up ahead is picked off by Utah. Dakota Raby gets it. Now Sekos feeds it across back to Raby. Skates down the middle. He'll take a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Now Nilsson tries to feed the slide. It bounced off the skate. McDonald with a shot that bounces off the stick of Momeni. Grizzlies toward the left wing. Nilsson with a shot. Didn't get much on it as it rolls towards the right corner. Raby tried to avoid a check, but he got knocked down by Nicholas Laverriere. And it goes back to the right side. McDonald with a shot that's blocked and goes all the way back into the Grizzlies zone. Lions make a line change about a minute 45 in. Still no score. We haven't had a whistle yet as Nilsson around his net. He'll throw it towards center ice to Fitz off the boards. Fitz didn't get a piece of it, says the linesman. And we get icing on the play. 18:07 left here in the first. Grizzlies have one shot, and that was a beauty by Dakota Raby. But, DeRosier made a nice save on what really turned into a breakaway. Raby had plenty of room down the middle.
Yeah, split the defense, and then all he had to do was turn the wrong way, and there was Raby on his blades, cutting right down the middle. Made a great move, but DeRosier was equal to the task.
Raby had 1 goal and 1 assist in the third period last night, and it looks like he's picked up right where he left off with a great first shift tonight. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone on the right side as we're just underway. Everybody make your pick to click as to who's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies. Tim and I will make ours shortly as Riley McKay gets it, and he gets it poked away by the Grizzlies. Now a foot race into the Lions zone. McKay, who played for Indy last season, a little bit with Rockford in the AHL, will nudge it ahead towards Matthew Brodeur. He'll get it to center ice. It bounced off the stick of Matthew Gay, and it goes back to Utah. Wearing the specialty jersey tonight, Neil Robinson will pitch it ahead to the right wing for Jamison. Jamison enters. He's trying to get it back to Robinson, but the puck stayed towards the right corner along the boards. And it goes behind the net, taken by Brett Stapley, the University of Denver product. He was a teammate last season with Cameron Wright. Stapley gains the line, feeds out to Gay in the right side, centering pass, shot, saved by Metcalf. Great stop by Garrett as the puck ends up in the far corner. Allen feeds up top to Connor Welsh, and we get a whistle. And it looks like we got too many men on the ice on Trois-Rivieres. There was a line change being made, and it looked like the Lions were making it, and they touched up the puck. And I think we're gonna get a penalty, and the Lions get too many men. We'll see who ends up representing them in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cells. The Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's best DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Looks like representing the Lions in the penalty box is the lawyer, if you will, is John Parker Jones. 2-minute man on the ice, and the penalty 2:42. And Grizzlies on the power play in the last 8 games is 12 for 41. As the draw won by the Grizzlies. Walker skates towards the left point, gets to Nilsson. Back to right, over to Nilsson. He'll skate towards his right. He'll feed it to right, just outside the left circle. Now to Nilsson. Leads the league with power play points. He'll take a shot and it goes wide. So bounces over. Walker in the area on the near side, trying to battle. As Trois-Rivieres hacking away. Raby as well. Puck glides towards the right corner, where it's taken by Phelan. He continues to battle. Now another Lion gets it and clears it all the way out. Early in the Grizzlies' power play, 30 seconds in. As Utah skates around the net. Nilsson up ahead looking for Walker. It's picked off at center ice, and Alex Breton will dump it in. As it goes all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone, Sekos will take it for Utah. Zach's got 3 power play goals this season. He'll hand it off to Nilsson. Andrew's got 10 power play assists, which lead the league. He had 2 last night. Sekos crosses center ice, gains the line. He'll feed it to the right side. It glanced off a Lion stick and goes towards the end wall. As they roll it around the boards to the Grizzlies, Raby along the wall, feeds it to the corner for Walker. Johnny skates behind the net, stops. He'll feed it to the near side for Wright. Wright gets it across. Bouncing puck hits off the board. Sekos gathers it. Sekos wearing number 17. So feed it to the middle. Bounces off of Raby onto right. Over to Nilsson. He'll take a shot. He scores! Andrew Nilsson with a blast from the right point. Gets his 2nd goal of the season. And it's a power play goal for Utah. Their 3rd in this series. And about 4 minutes into the game, the Grizzlies have taken a 1-0 lead.
For those that were watching warm-ups, the very last couple minutes, you saw Andrew Nilsson move over to the back and practice exactly that. And so here you see it in gameplay.
Nilsson with that wicked one-timer, and he's good for a few of those each year. Nilsson gets his 2nd goal of the season. It was a power play goal by the Grizzlies. Their 3rd power play goal of the series. They are now 13 for their last 42 on the man advantage. We're back to 5-on-5 skating as Nilsson gets his first power play goal of the season. His first 10 power play points were all assists. The assists go to Cameron Wright and Zach Sekos as the Lions win the face-off and dump it into the offensive zone. Puck ends up towards the near side. Strong gets held up. Penner gets it. He'll feed it across towards Kolatarchi. Joey steps over the offensive line, tried to dump it in deeper, but it bounced off the stick and flies out of play. With 15:44 left in the first period as Nilsson gets a power play goal with Sekos and Wright getting the assists. Time of that goal, 3:59 in. It's a shame we didn't make our picks to click earlier. I would have just gone with Nilsson. I think my pick to click coming into play tonight was going to be, see, now I can't do it because we've already scored a goal. I was thinking Raby.
That's who I had. I had to write it down. So
Guy Krenz, our PA announcer tonight, he went with, I think, Aaron Tho, who's a scratch tonight. I went with the captain, Connor McDonald. As Grizzlies win the faceoff, leading 1-0, about 4.5 minutes in. Lions get it as they'll nudge it ahead towards Colin Billick, who's their leading scorer with 13 points this season. Over to Beauregard, wearing number 92. He dumps it in from the left wing. Billick behind the net, trying to get it back to Beauregard as it rolls along the far wing boards. As Breton, centering pass shot. That one goes wide. Now Billick takes it, looking for a wraparound. It kicked off a pad of Metcalf, and the Grizzlies gather it as right across the center ice. They'll nudge it ahead towards Raby. Raby got a piece of it, so no icing. Raby battling in the corner with Breton on the far side of the Lions zone. As Wright continues to battle. Breton over there as well. Raby goes down as he's along the wall as Trois-Rivieres comes up with it. Billick crosses center ice. Collins his first name. He'll dump it into the left corner. As the Lions get pushed along the boards, they go from one corner to the other. They'll feed it over to the right side. Olivier Galipo, trying to feed it out in front. It's picked off by Pouncey. Kyle will bounce it off the near stanchion, and it goes towards Jamison, who crosses center ice. Jamison skates in from the right side, but he was offside. As the Eagle Eye linesman didn't miss that one. James McKenna and Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman tonight. Draw's going to be at neutral ice near the Lions bench. And it almost feels like this entire homestand, the Grizzlies have been playing from behind, so it was good to see him get a lead here early on. Draw's going to be in the right side near the Lions bench. It's won by Utah. Connor McDonald will roll it around the boards as it goes back towards the near corner. Gallipo over there. Neil Robinson skating nearby. Fitz gets it. They'll throw it to the left point for Nilsson. Nilsson with a lefty shot. Saved by DeRossi. A rebound goes to Gallipo, and he'll skate along the right side. And battling along the corners, Nicholas Laverriere is a big guy at 6'3", 212. He'll nudge it ahead towards John Parker Jones. He's playing forward tonight. He'll throw it to center ice for James Phelan. Phelan skates in. I try to feed it out in front for Laverriere, but the puck bounced over his stick. Grizzlies gather it as Bryson Martin deep in his own zone. Now make that Nilsson the goal scorer. He now has 2 goals on the season, and he leads the club with 14 assists and 16 points. Nilsson will feed it out to center ice. Pass connected to Cam Strong. But Strong got it taken away by Nicholas Gay. Now the Lions skate in from the left side over to the circle. Take a lefty shot. Kick save by Metcalf. Rebound goes over to Santino Centorami. Now right point shot save. Rebound shot. Metcalf makes that save as well. Shot goes wide a little bit. Walker throws to Bartley on the near side. Arm is raised. I think the Grizzlies are going to get a penalty as the arm was raised right at as Bartley was trying to skate out of the zone. Johnny Walker with a push of Nicholas Gay. And looks like Cameron Wright over there as well talking with McKay. So is Nilsson. It looks like it's going to be on Utah's Andrew Nilsson. Slashing's the call. And for the first time tonight, the Lions will be on the power play when we come back in 1 minute. 13:33 left in the first. Andrew Nilsson got his second of the year. And Trois-Rivieres is going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. If indeed we do take that media timeout. Nilsson gets 2 minutes for slashing. This would be a media timeout window. And we'll see if they end up going to break or if they're just going to keep it right here. Looks like we'll just play on. Grizzlies Hockey is brought to you by Rio Tinto and Mountain Land Supply Company. Grizzlies Hockey also brought to you by Maverik, Adventure's first stop. See, there's your commercial right there. We're back to live action. Draws in the right circle, and it's won by the Lions. Breton will skate towards his left. He'll feed it to Stapley. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes back to Breton in the slot. He'll feed it to the left side. Shot to score. And just like that, 10 seconds into the power play, the Lions get a power play tally of their own, and it's John Parker Jones, who scored 2 goals last night, and he was the number 1 star. Jones is a young guy, only 22 years old, played at Windsor University last season, and the Brantford, Ontario native has tied it up on a blast from the left circle.
Didn't take much time to do that. Unfortunately, we got kind of sucked in a little bit low and didn't challenge very high. And boy, he didn't have much of a windup on that shot either before he let that rip.
He's been an impressive player this weekend. You know, he's 6'7", about 230 pounds, but he's quicker than you think. And he's got that wicked shot there from the left side. He's been very impressive for the Lions here this weekend. We got a fight. Johnny Walker throws it right. Now 2 uppercuts, now 3, 4, and Johnny Walker goes down. He gets back to his feet. Johnny Walker in a fight with Nicholas Laverriere. Laverriere's got about 3 inches on Walker. Laverriere throws in a couple rights. Now Johnny Walker gets in an uppercut. Both guys maintain their feet. As Walker trying to drag down Laverriere, and they do. Johnny Walker and Nicholas Laverriere are both going to get 5 minutes for fighting as Johnny Walker gets the crowd fired up. We're tied at 1 as both Laverriere and Walker will go to their respective penalty boxes. Right out the draw, Johnny Walker dropped the gloves. That's by far Walker's best fight as a Grizzly. He stood in there for a while and really took a couple blows, but just hung right in there. 13:22 left in the first period. We got a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. We're tied at 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, Surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them, like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
13:22 left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Johnny Walker and Nicholas Leverrier dropped the gloves, and Walker was able to get in a few rights. I think Leverrier threw more punches, but Walker was able to keep his feet and then eventually drag Leverrier to the ice. It was a pretty good 20 to 30 second fight. By far the longest fight that Johnny Walker has had as a member of the Grizzlies. Draw's going to be at center ice. Tyler Penner talking it over at the linesman. Cam Strong's out there as well. And this would be Johnny Walker's line, but obviously he's in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell, along with Nicholas Leverrier. Victor Bartley over there as well. On the John Parker Jones goal that was scored on the power play, 6:37 in. The assist went to Alex Breton and Brett Stapley. That's Stapley's 6th assist of the season. Breton with his 8th helper, and John Parker Jones with his 6th goal of the season and 3rd in the series. Lions win the faceoff. Brodeur dumps it in as Penner along the boards fires it towards the far side. It goes past Brodeur deep into the Lions zone, where it's taken by Santino Senorami. He'll fire it off the near wall and taken by Jonathan Jonette. He'll throw it to the far side as the Lions like to spread the ice and utilize their speed. Grizzlies gather it in their own zone as Bartley will throw it towards the Grizzlies bench for Fitz. Dillon will get it back to Martin. Bryson will skate towards his left. He'll throw it towards center ice. Passed in anything at center ice. There was 2 Grizzlies over there and a Lion as it goes all the way deep into the Lions zone for an icing call with 12:48 left here in the first. Draw's going to be back towards Garrett Metcalf. We got Tim Broussard sitting next to us. We'll talk with Tim during the intermissions and even here during the live action, as it's the second game of a 3-game set here, Pride Night, presented by FedEx. We got a good Saturday night crowd. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there, a lot of great football games. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies here tonight. Don't forget about tomorrow afternoon's game at 3 o'clock to complete the series. As the Lions win the faceoff, Billick skates around the net. He's now on the left side. Take a shot that gets blocked. Stays in play towards the left corner. As Beauregard gathers it, throws it towards Momeni. Momeni wearing number 21. I think that's what he wore with Rapid City in the past. As it goes past Momeni on to Beauregard, who skates to the corner. He tried to get it to Momeni, and it's picked off by Bryson Martin. As he'll tap it off the far wing boards, it goes to center ice where it's regathered by the Lions. Trois-Rivieres to the right side. Billick dumps it in. And Metcalf cuts it off behind his net. He'll feed it to the far corner. Nelson will glide it along the wall. Christian Simeone over there along with Jameson. 3 Lions over there hacking away. Bryson Martin joins the play. Martin with a push along the wall. Puck goes towards Martin. He'll nudge it across to Bartley. Victor didn't play last night. First time he's been in here this series. He'll toss it ahead, looking for Simeone to negate the icing, but icing is called as the Lions did a good job skating down there. And Tim, one of the things I noticed with Trois-Rivieres yesterday is their defensemen are very active. They don't just hang out at the blue line. They get down towards the goal line and really make themselves assertive on the offensive end.
Yeah, I noticed they didn't have much patience. If they didn't see the action happening in their area, they were going to be part of the action up front. And honestly, that's what you're seeing is also the wings coming back and covering the rotation from the defenseman in. So, that's a good system that they're working.
On Tuesday, Eric Belanger resigned as head coach of the Lions, and Marc-Andre Bergeron made his Lions head coaching debut last night in the victory. Centering pass shot saved by Metcalf. They continue to hack away, but Garrett makes the stop. It's right off the draw. Looked like Stapley threw it over to the right circle for McKay, who had a pretty good look, and Riley McKay went low on Garrett, but Garrett dove in the crease and was able to cover up. Riley McKay's got 3 goals in 10 games coming into play tonight. Lions up to 6 shots, Grizzlies 3. Last night, the Grizzlies had an edge on the shot count, 31-26. Stapley will take the face off. I know him before the game yesterday. Him and Cameron Wright had a little bit of a hello, how are you? As those guys won a national championship for Denver last season. Sekos will take the draw against Nicholas Gay, who's got 1 goal and 5 assists in 14 games this year. It's game 15 for both clubs this season. Utah wins the draw. Nilsson will throw a right wing pass, and Cameron Wright will dump it in. Cutting it off behind the net's Philip DeRosier, and he'll spin it along the far side. Now the Lions skate from left to right as Stapley fanned on the pass. Now he crosses center ice, carries it towards the line and through it, but the Lions are offside with 11:35 left here in the first. We've seen quite a few whistles here early on in the first 8.5 minutes of play. Draw's going to come back to neutral ice. Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman, he's been around for a long time. He'll be dropping the puck. Sekos will take the face-off. He's won a ton of face-offs here for the Grizzlies this season, a great percentage, and he wins another one. As McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, throws to Nilsson out in front of the Grizzlies net. Now Utah starts the attack. Outlet pass to Sekos. He tried to feed Raby. It kicked off a skate. Goes to Nilsson. He's near the Grizzlies bench. He'll throw it towards Sekos. Zach gets it. It glanced off his stick. Now Raby enters his own onside in the right side. He'll skate towards the corner. Raby stops in the corner, surveys as he gets held up by Phelan. Wright gets it poked away. He's on one knee, trying to get it to Sekos. It went past him. McDonald skates towards his left to keep it in. Nilsson from the left point bounces off the end wall. Wright will bounce it to the near side as Sekos skates towards the boards to get the puck. He tried to spin it around. It got cut off behind the Lions net by Breton. He'll throw it towards the near side. Breton played for the Allen Americans a handful of years ago and was the league's defenseman of the year back in the COVID-shortened season of the 2019-2020 campaign. Grizzlies at neutral ice. Nilsson couldn't handle the pass. Phelan skates in from the right point. He stops. Well, throws it to Momini. He skates towards the left corner. Makes a nice move on Penner. He'll chip it off the end boards for Billick. He gets it poked away by McDonald. Nilsson tried to shovel it ahead, and it was picked off by the Lions, who threw it towards the point. Wright intercepted it, and they'll throw it to Penner. Penner skates in 1-on-5 into the zone as he'll bounce it off the skate of Brodeur as it goes deeper into the Lions zone. Penner delivers a hit behind the net. Now Penner in the corner, chips it towards Kulatarchi. Joey, who's playing forward tonight, over to Pouncey. Right point shot gets blocked. Puck goes off the near boards. Fits over towards Thomas. Corey wearing number 3 in his 4th game as a Grizzly. As the Grizzlies trying to chip it out in front, it goes towards Pouncey. Right side takes a shot. That gets blocked by Beauregard and goes out towards Grizzlies territory. Corey Thomas chases after it, the former Vermont product, and also played at Canisius. He delivers a big hit on Momini. Grizzlies at center ice dump it in. Thomas comes out off after a pretty good shift. As Grizzlies make a full line change. Halfway through the first period, we're tied at 1. Both teams have a power play goal so far. As Bartley on the near side will throw it towards Jamison. And Keaton gets to the offensive line and dumps it into the corner. As Lions battling in the corner, 2-on-2. Now a third Grizzly enters the play. And they'll feed it up top for Bartley. Victor towards Jamison at the goal line. I tried to feather it out in front for Robinson. And it was picked off by the Lions. Trois-Rivieres will carry it out to neutral ice. And they'll cross center. Lions get it over towards the centering pass. Shot to score. That's Riley McKay. We got a centering pass from Nicholas Gay. McKay gets his 4th of the season as a transition game turned into an odd man rush. And a Lions goal as they've taken a 2-1 lead. Boy, Tim, on that play, just looked like your basic odd man rush. You're able to feed it to an open McKay on the right side. You put it away.
That is exactly what it was. The Grizzlies did what they were supposed to, make him pass to all the other 2 players before the shot went off. And unfortunately, by the time he did that, he got a nice, launch on it and leaned into it. And not much Metcalf could do. He seemed to be square to it.
Lions have 7 shots. The Grizzlies 3. McKay gets his 4th goal of the season. The assists go to Nicholas Gay, who now has 6 assists. And number 65, Philippe Bureau-Bly, who picks up his 6th assist of the season. He did not play last night, and I hope I didn't butcher that name too much. Metcalf behind the net will throw it to Raby as action is in the Grizzlies zone here again. Phelan on the right side throws it up top for Welsh. She fires a shot. I got redirected by a stick and goes wide towards the right corner. Utah feeds it across towards Wright. He'll sail it high into the air. It bounces into the Lions zone as Welsh gets it. He'll feed it across. Now back to Welsh wearing number 59. He's 5'7", 154 pounds. He'll throw it to neutral ice as the Lions will feed it to the offensive line. They'll get to Beauregard in the left corner. He looked to center it. It bounced off a stick and goes off the side of the net and rolls towards the near side. Puck taken by Raby. He'll skate across center ice. He'll throw it to the right. Puck bounced off a Momini stick and rolls towards DeRosier, who covers up with 8:21 left in the first period. Utah will have an offensive zone draw. And coming out of the penalty box is Johnny Walker and Nicholas Leverrier. Both guys served 5 minutes for fighting as they skate off. Neither guy looks at each other as they're going to skate to the bench. And the fans here at Maverik Center get both a standing ovation. They certainly like that fight. And I was pretty impressed that Johnny Walker, who normally just gets in there and it turns into kind of a 5-second wrestling match before somebody hits the ice. He was able to stand in there and really go blow for blow with Leverrier, who's got about a 3 or 4 inch advantage on him and about 30 pounds on Johnny. Draw's going to be in the right circle of the Lions zone. It's Trois-Rivieres 2 and Utah 1 here halfway through the first period. Draw won by the Lions. Brodeur will feed it ahead to Beauregard. He's still in his own zone on the far side. He'll lift it over the head of a line as it goes into Grizzlies territory. Bartley gets it. He'll go D to D with Martin. Bryson Snaps along the far side, feeds it across to Strong. Strong gets it. He skates around Centerami. He'll take a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Puck around the net, looking for the wraparound, but it glides towards the right point. Martin feeds it along the wall. Bartley in the left point. Gets to the right side for Fitz. Dylan will take a shot. Save. Rebound shot. And score! Tyler Penner gets the second of the year as he got a rebound from Dylan Fitz. And the Grizzlies have tied it up at 2. Fitz took the shot from the right side. It bounced off DeRosier's pads, and Tyler Penner was in the left circle and went low on DeRosier and found the back of the net. So Tyler gets his second goal of the season. Fitz will get his second assist of the year. And we'll see who else gets an assist on the play. And you knew that Tyler Penner, who had 13 goals last season in 72 games, you felt like he was due. And that's a big goal for him. The other assist goes to Victor Bartley, who now has 3 assists on the season. Draw at center ice is won by the Grizzlies. McDonald gets it. He'll throw it to Nilsson. Nilsson back behind his goal line. Feeds it towards McDonald. Picked off. Puck towards the net. And Nilsson gathers it. He'll lift it high into the air as it bounces at center ice. As the Grizzlies trying to enter the offensive zone. And they do as they feed it over to the right side. Nilsson along the boards, gets it towards right behind the net as he's battling with the Lions. And taking it Brett Stapley, who played 4 seasons at Denver. Now turnover, right side shot, saved by DeRosier. But there's a turnover as the puck squirted towards the right circle. Sekos fired a quick-looking wrist shot, and DeRosier made the save with 7:19 left in the first period. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Lions 2.
Interesting, one of the knocks against DeRosier was bad rebounds, and that cost him in his tryout against Dallas. I happened to be there up at the Idaho Steelheads Arena while he got to do that, and came back and bit him back, once again, that 45-degree rebound out to the right.
Almost makes you wonder if any shot's a good shot, if it could be a potential rebound.
Absolutely. If he's going to play Santa Claus, why not bury it?
Draw on the right circle is won by the Grizzlies in the offensive zone. McDonald with a shot. It bounced off a body and rolls towards the left corner. Utah gets over to Sekos. It's time for the club lead with 7 goals. He'll feed it to right. Back towards Sekos along the near wall. Sekos spins it along the wall, but it's cut off by DeRosier behind the net. Puck goes to the left point. Nilsson wraps it around for right. He's in the right corner. His right skates towards the point. He goes down. Lions poke it away. Foot race at the Utah blue line. It's taken by Phelan. He'll skate in. He'll take a shot. Saved by Metcalf. McDonald trips up Phelan, and that draws a penalty as the Grizzlies touch up. It was a good penalty by Connor McDonald. There was a foot race towards the Utah blue line. It was gathered by James Phelan. He was able to get a shot off. Metcalf made the save, and then McDonald dragged down Phelan. And so it's going to be a penalty on Utah. McDonald argues the call. He's going to skate towards the penalty box. Looks like McDonald and Nilsson are arguing. Looks like Nilsson and McDonald are both going to get penalties. McDonald's going to get the penalty for dragging down Phelan, I believe, and then Nilsson, I think, is going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. 6:47 is left in the first period, and 2 penalties on the Grizzlies, and it looks like it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Lions for 2 minutes. Fans voice their displeasure as they check the replay here on this brand new video board we got here at Maverik Center. And it was Phelan that took the shot. McDonald did drag him to the ice. And it looked like after the play, Nilsson argued the call, and he was sent to the box as well. So 5-on-3 for 2 minutes as McDonald and Nilsson are both in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Draw one by the Lions. They throw it to Stapley over on the left side as we're tied at 2. A lot of action here early on. Parker Jones over towards the corner as the Lions spread the ice in the offensive zone. As Brett Stapley over to the left side. Parker Jones with a one-timer that goes wide as it rolls along the near side. Back towards Stapley. He skates towards the left circle. Stops, throws to Beauregard on the right side. He winds and fires, and the shot goes wide off the glass. Corey Thomas will throw it towards the near side. Jones feeds it to Stapley in the left corner. Stapley skates towards the left circle, now towards the point. Now Stapley skates towards his right. Now he's just outside the right circle. Stapley throws it up top to Beauregard. Beauregard over to Jones. He takes a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound to Bartley, who spins along the wall, and it clears the zone. Nilsson's penalty was a roughing minor. It wasn't unsportsmanlike, and McDonald got a hold. That's why both guys are in the box right now. As the Lions re-enter, Billick to the right side. Centers it to the slot. Momini feeds to the goal line. Back towards Billick. The net gets dislodged. as battling out in front with Sekos and Billick. Looks like Bryson Martin was out there as well. 58 seconds left in the 5-on-3 situation. And the draw is going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. And just to recap it again, McDonald got a holding minor, 13-13 in, and Andrew Nilsson got a roughing minor at that same time.
Garrett Metcalf's got to feel like he's in the shooting gallery right now with all these shots coming in. Beauregard kind of doing that fake, almost like I'm going to slap pass or slap shot, and causing all kind of problems for, what angle does Garrett square up on.
Trois-Rivieres is in the top 5 in the league in shots per game at 34. Grizzlies have allowed 31.9 shots per game. Draw one by the Lions. Breton over on the right side feeds it to the left for Stapley. Stapley skates towards his right, throws to the left circle as the Lions will skate back towards the point. And that's Beauregard. He'll fire it out in front. Redirection, a score. Beauregard just kind of feathered one out in front, and it bounced off a body and went past Garrett Metcalf. Kind of a tricky hop and one that benefited the Lions. Beauregard skates to the bench first as if he had scored. He was an MVP in this league a couple years ago, and he's really showed why here this weekend. As high fives all around the Lions bench. They've taken a 3-2 lead with 5:30 left in the third period. McDonald's out of the box, but Nilsson will stay in. So it will stay with a 5-on-4 power play for the next 43 seconds. Beauregard credited with the goal with the assist to Alex Breton and Brett Stapley. That's 2 assists tonight for Stapley. We'll go over all the scoring during the first intermission. We'll also talk with Tim Broussard and get his extended thoughts on what he has seen here through the first, right now it's 14 and a half minutes. We got 5:30 left in the clock here. And the Lions lead the Grizzlies 3-2. As Trois-Rivieres gets the puck and goes deep into their own zone. As the Grizzlies skating from right to left. Utah centers out in front to Sekos. Sekos swings and misses out in front of the goal line. He gathers the puck as he skates towards the near boards. Trois-Rivieres battling with him along the near walls. The puck is now towards the left point. Wright got it and tried to skate towards the corner. He got held up along the wall again. Now Trois-Rivieres takes it away as Riley McKay will skate towards his left. McKay towards the left circle, stops. Tries to get around Bartley. Bartley hits McKay and gets divorced from the puck. Jones to the right side. Throws it towards Welch. Now to Gallipo. Stapley over on the left side. Gets it over to Gallipo. Takes a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes out to Utah. And Sekos will clear the zone. Nilsson is out of the box. The Grizzlies are back at full strength. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2. We're going to make fun of Guy on that one. He's about 10 seconds late on Nilsson coming out of the box. Puck over in the right corner. McDonald spins it along the boards. And the Lions keep it in as it rolls back around towards the right corner. Martin gets it. He'll throw it to McDonald. Guy Carenzi, who's usually sitting up right next to me as the puck lifts high into the air. Doesn't hit the video board, but probably could have if it would have been near the vicinity of it. As it bounces at center ice, and the Lions come up with it. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2 as they'll get it ahead. Nicholas Gay skates towards the left circle, takes a righty shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes out to Breton. He skates towards the left circle. Breton being shadowed by Strong. Breton tries to feather it out in front, and the Lions hacking away. And the puck ended up bouncing up a pad and goes wide as McDonald will throw it ahead. Grizzlies cross center ice. Dylan Fitz will dump it towards DeRosier. Gets cut off by DeRosier, and he'll deliver it towards Breton behind the net. Now the Grizzlies get to the right side. Right lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Martin. Bartley with a shot out in front. It gets blocked, and a Grizzly gets knocked down. And Phelan's going to get a penalty as Trois-Rivieres touches up the puck. It was a one-on-one battle just outside the goal line, just at the side of the net. As Penner was battling with Phelan, Phelan pushed Penner towards the ice, and the call was made. Grizzlies will be on the power play when we come back. 3:36 left in the first period. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2, but the Grizzlies are going to be on the man advantage when we come back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. and I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 2. Utah so far tonight is 1 for 2 on the power play, and we'll see if they'll pick up their second power play goal of the night. Utah went 2 for 6 on the power play last night as a draw won by the Grizzlies. Lions lead 3-2 as Nilsson will throw it to the right side for Raby. Back up top for Nilsson. Andrew fakes a shot and gives it to Wright on the left side. Wright dances around, throws it, and bounces off the stick onto Nilsson as Wright was intending the pass for Raby. Nilsson skates towards his left. They fake it to Raby, go and throw it to Wright. Now Nilsson with a blast, and that gets blocked out in front. I think it hit Walker as Wright back towards the near goal line, throws it up top for Nilsson. Across towards Raby. I try to feather it to Walker out in front. It goes past Walker into the left corner. Wright trying to get it back to Walker, but it stays at Wright. He'll throw it to Walker at the near goal line. Walker surveys. He'll throw it back up top for Wright. Wright along the near side. Throws to Nilsson. Nilsson gets to Raby on the right side. Sekos across looking for Wright. It got picked off by the Lions. They dive to try to clear it out. Now it rolls towards the slot, and Santino Centorami clears it all the way out. Lions make a line change, and the Grizzlies do as well halfway through the power play. Lions lead 3-2 with 2.5 minutes left in the first period. Victor Bartley out behind his net. Now he starts the attack, skating north-south. He'll feed it to Martin on the left side. Martin skates over the line. Robinson in the area as well. And the Lions in the left corner. Spin it around, and it goes out to center ice. Trois-Rivieres got a chance there as they skate towards the left circle. Lions around the net. Bartley cuts him off. Good defensive play by Victor Bartley, who's got over 100 games of NHL experience to his credit. As the Grizzlies cross center ice, Robinson dumps it in. He got hit up high by Olivier Galipo. No call. And the Lions clear it out. 20 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play as Bartley will throw it behind his back towards the Grizzlies bench. It's taken by Penner. Penner over to Martin. Bryson will nudge it to Bartley as there's 10 seconds left in the power play. Bartley skates down the middle. He'll throw a left wing pass to Martin at center ice. Martin feeds it across to the right. Grizzlies skate towards the circle. Penner stops in the corner, drops out for Martin. He fakes a shot, skates towards his left. I try to nudge it out in front, and it got kicked away by the Lions. Phelan's out of the penalty box. Lions skate to the left circle, takes a lefty shot, and that gets deflected off the stick of Corey Thomas. Back up top for Centorami as he'll feed it to the corner. Phelan, fresh out of the box, battling with Bryson Martin. Both guys wear number 14. Puck nudges towards the right circle, taken by Penner. Tyler picked up his second goal of the season earlier in this first period. He crosses center ice, gets hit by McKay, and dumps it in. A stick goes flying in the Lions zone as Trois-Rivieres nudges ahead. Puck hits off his stick and goes deeper into the Lions zone. Trois-Rivieres will throw it towards the near side. Play starting to get physical here as the Lions will dump it in. McKay skates after it. No icing as McKay and McDonald collide in the corner. McKay trying to throw it up top to Welsh, but it's picked off by Simeone. Christian throws to his right. Grizzlies cross center. Jamison dumps it in. 40 seconds and counting left in the first period. We'll talk with Tim Broussard during the first intermission, get his thoughts on what he saw. We'll also have some scores from around the league. Newfoundland played a pretty interesting game. We'll talk about that during the intermission. As the Lions throw a long-range pass towards Parker Jones, and nobody got a piece of it, so it's going to be icing on the Lions. And the action's going to go back towards Philip DeRosier. And Tim, I hear the second intermission is going to be 2 extra minutes, and we're going to need that tonight with all the goals and action that's happened here so far.
Right, just to recap all the action back and forth, had a good tilt already, and that's just the first period. I can't wait to see what's on the horizon for the second.
Last time was a fun 6-4 game. Trois-Rivieres got the victory, and the first period here has been a lot of fun. And hopefully tomorrow afternoon, 3:00 here at Maverik Center for the last game of the series. It's going to be a 3-3, and that one should be fun as well. Grizzlies win the draw. Nilsson will throw it towards Sekos and back to the left side, right with a shot, and the puck deflected and goes high into the air. Didn't hit the roof, but almost. Stapley will get it out to center ice. He gets around Nilsson. Stapley skates in. Righty shot saved by Metcalf. Penalty is going to be called on Nilsson as Stapley got around Nilsson, pretty much had a breakaway, and Andrew held him up just about the time Stapley took the shot. He wasn't able to get everything on a righty shot, and Metcalf was able to make the save. Nilsson pleads his case, but he's going to get 2 minutes for slashing as he's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 10.4 seconds are left in the first period. And it looks like for the most part, it's going to be a power play to start the second period unless Trois-Rivieres is able to score during the final 10 seconds. Slashing is the call. Time of penalty, 19:50 in. It's great to see those replays there at center ice, be able to get a good look at it. Draw taken by Stapley of the Lions, and Sekos for the Grizzlies. Draw won by the Lions. They throw it up top for Breton. He'll feed it to Stapley. Stapley still looking for his first goal of the season. Back to Breton. He'll fire a shot. I got redirected off the stick. Wright gets the rebound, and that will do it for 20 minutes here at Maverik Center. The Lions lead the Grizzlies 3-2. And what was a very entertaining first period. We'll come back and give you the stats and recap of the first 20 minutes of play when we come back. Once again, the score after 20 minutes of play, it's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 2. This is Utah Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. First intermission. Lions lead the Grizzlies 3-2. Let's recap the first period, and we had a lot of action early and often in this one. A lot of power play chances, a lot of power play goals. Grizzlies scored first tonight, 3:59 in. Andrew Nilsson gets his second of the season. That was a blast by Nilsson from the right circle, if I remember right. Sekos and Wright picked up the assist. Grizzlies' power play has been outstanding here over the last 8 games. In fact, coming into play tonight, the Grizzlies were 12 for 41 on the power play. They are 1 for 2 here so far. Lions tied it up with a power play goal of their own. It was 10 seconds into the power play as Nilsson got a slashing minor, 6:27 in. John Parker Jones, who scored 2 goals and 1 assist last night, was the game's #1 star. He picked up his 6th goal of the season. So we had 3 goals coming into this series, and he's already got 3 in this series. Alex Breton and Brett Stapley with the assists. When they had the face-off there to resume action after the Parker Jones goal, Johnny Walker got in a fight with Nicholas Leverrier. Leverrier goes 6'3" and 212 pounds. Johnny Walker is listed at 6 feet and 193 pounds. So Leverrier was, he had the big size advantage of about 3 or 4 inches and about 20 or 30 pounds. And Johnny Walker held in there pretty strong. Leverrier got more punches in, but Walker was able to keep his feet. And that was by far the most entertaining fight that Johnny Walker has been in as a professional, as he was with the Grizzlies towards the end of last season. Obviously, he's played in just about every game this season. In fact, he has played in 15 of the all 15 games for the Grizzlies this year. And so Walker and Leverrier dropped the gloves. They each got 5 for fighting. 6:38 in. Lions got back on the board. Riley McKay got his 4th of the year, 10:51 in. Nicholas Gay and Philippe Bureau-Bly with the assists. Grizzlies tied it back up a minute and a half later, 12-11 in, as Dylan Fitz was over in the right circle, fired a shot that bounced off of DeRosier's pads, and Tyler Penner was on the left side, and Tyler put it away. Went kind of low on DeRosier, but was able to sneak it through for his 2nd of the season. Fitz and Bartley with the assist. Time of that goal, 12-11 in. That was a minute and 20 seconds after McKay scored to make it 2-1. Lions took a 3-2 lead. It was a power play goal by Anthony Beauregard, 14:30 in. Stapley and Breton with the assist. So 2 assists in the first period by Alex Breton and Brett Stapley. Beauregard, Parker Jones, and McKay had the Lions goals, not necessarily in that order. Grizzlies got goals from Nilsson and Penner in that first period. Penner was a +1, so was Cam Strong and Dylan Fitz. Shots are pretty even in the first period. Penner and Nilsson each had 2 shots, with one of those 2 finding the back of the net for each player, and then 6 shots, 1 shot each for 6 different Grizzlies. As for Trois-Rivieres, Stapley still looking for his first goal this season. He led the way with 4 shots. John Parker Jones had 3 shots, and it looked like Parker Jones was the guy they were looking for on the power play, so watch out for him in the first minute 50 of the second period, as John Parker Jones might be the finisher on the man advantage there early in the second period. 2 shots for McKay and Nicholas Gay, and then 1 shot for Colin Billick, James Phelan, and Anthony Beauregard. Beauregard's 1 shot found the back of the net. Trois-Rivieres outshot the Grizzlies 14-10. Philip DeRosier stopped 8 of 10 in net. Last night it was Joe Verbetic who stopped 27 of 31 in the victory for the Lions. His record is now 6-3 on the season. DeRosier has gotten off to a really slow start to the year. In 6 games coming into play tonight, he had a record of 0-3-1 with a 4.54 goals against average and 841 save percentage. He's a very experienced goaltender, but he's gotten off to a slow start this season, and he only stopped 8 of 10 in the first period. Garrett Metcalf on Utah's side stopped 11 of 14. His backup tonight is Trent Miner. We're joined here by Tim Broussard, here high atop section 114. And Tim, I look at that first period, and it was a lot of back and forth action. I think it's interesting to see the special teams battle. Trois-Rivieres had 2 power play goals in the first period. Utah had 1. Special teams did play a factor last night, and it certainly looks like it played a big factor in the first period here.
Yeah, seeing each team, the way that they're setting up and kind of getting into it, it's interesting to see the differences. Trois-Rivieres almost wants to back you down, and they're going to pass back and forth, and everything is generated off of their opportunity to get you an assorted one-timer of any type of variety, versus the Grizzlies are a little bit more methodical, a little bit I'm going to work it down to the red line and back, out back to the blue line if I have to and back. We don't like it, we're going to reset, where that is not the case with Trois-Rivieres. And I see the Grizzlies having a little bit of problem and backing down a little bit too much and giving some of those angles that Garrett's having a hard time with.
Yeah, it's interesting. I noticed it last night where the Lions defensemen really pinch in pretty far. We saw it last season a lot with Luke Martin and Dastu, where they wouldn't just hang out at the blue line and, watch, passes come back out towards them. It seems like with the Lions, they're very aggressive defensively and making offense happen with their blue liners.
Right, and if you've taught your wings or everybody's participating in a system that that can support that. So when the wings have to be smart enough to recognize when your defense cheating in, because now the wing is now your new defenseman, and the defenseman is now cheating in trying to get that other opportunity. Last year we just seen Dastu just be a 4th winger, and a lot of his opportunities were generated on down low within about 20 feet of the net, and then that blast coming off on that off angle, not the 45 that the goalies are used to, just a little bit off. And I see elements of Nelson that can do that. We already saw a power play goal from him on that angle, but I don't see enough of that. I don't see enough of the Grizzlies getting a lot of that good movement down low. You can see what they're intending to do. The execution just isn't there. Trois-Rivieres, it seems like they're executing at will, and honestly, if they can set up Parker Jones for a few more one-timers, I think that's what we're going to see at the start of the second.
Seems like with the Grizzlies defensemen, they're missing James Sherry. He hasn't played since the 3rd game of the season when he got injured. Nate Clemens in the AHL. Now, they did pick up Aaron Thoe. He's not in the lineup tonight. He'll probably make his Grizzlies debut tomorrow. He'll be wearing number 25. He was acquired from Norfolk. Corey Thomas is still trying to get his feet wet here with the Grizzlies, and it seemed like defensively, that McKay goal, which was Trois-Rivieres' 2nd of the night, was an odd man rush. for the Grizzlies defensively. They really got to hone in the last 40 minutes of play here to really keep the team in the game.
Right, and what we've seen from Trois-Rivieres is it seems like their team speed is a little bit alarming to us. They're catching us off guard. They're generating these, primo odd man opportunities against. And honestly, flying down the wing and you've got Beauregard there as a shot. Now his only shot's been one and found the back of the net on that power play. But, to have those guys coming down as a goalie and Garrett Metcalf, I can kind of put myself in his spot, where is that shot coming from? And, 1, 2, 3, and then it all the way down the line. And you're hoping at some point the defense is going to step up on those lanes, and we're kind of late to need on that. So I know it's a lot of topics to cover on there, but you can just kind of see things evolving the way that, Kanasowicz would want them to be. And going back to the execution just isn't quite there, and we're a little bit step behind.
And Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard. First intermission, Trois-Rivieres leads Utah 3-2. How about this? The off-ice officials with the stats. Scoring chances in the first period. Trois-Rivieres with 9. And the Grizzlies had 5. So the 9 of the 14 shots that the Lions had in the first period were considered, to be really good scoring chances.
Right, and we had this conversation with them last year, and it's like, well, what defines a scoring chance? And really, you think it's anything with inside the house. Did he get a high quality shot off? Was it not just thrown at at an off angle with the hopes of going in, or whatever? That should that have been an actual goal? And this right here is almost a receipt of their effort and what they're being able to generate against our defense. And honestly, our defense is really struggling right now.
Being a defenseman in this league can be certainly tough for any professional league. But the Grizzlies did have 9 giveaways, if this is right. 9 giveaways in the first period. That's certainly tough, and that probably contributes to the 9 scoring chances that Trois-Rivieres had, maybe converting on some of those giveaways.
Well, you obviously I wasn't here last night, but you were telling me about the opportunities that were generated from Trois-Rivieres off of our own giveaways. And that's so hard and almost demeaning to a team because, you're working hard for those 50-50 pucks. You go out there to get it. You finally get the puck. It's on your stick. And then you just unceremoniously dish it back out to an opposing player for a shot against or even a score against. So in the series that we had against Idaho, I mentioned that we really need to clean up our act, buy into the system, execute the system, and it doesn't seem like we're there. It seems like our passes are a little errant, a little bit, late to need, a little bit behind, and I haven't seen that measure of buy-in where everybody's on the same sheet of music. That's just not happening right now.
The money period for both teams is the second period, and it feels like that the Grizzlies want to have a chance to win this game and end their 5-game losing streak. Trois-Rivieres, on the other hand, has won 5 in a row, and they're looking to make it 6 in a row tonight. Whoever's got a lead after 2 certainly has got a big leg up in winning this game.
I think so. Over the last 2 years, we've seen it be the money period, but, even last year more so than the year before. And I'm expecting that this is where the Grizzlies are going to have to come out and establish some dominance, either some dominance in the neutral zone, some dominance in the offensive zone. Something where they can go in there and okay, now we're going to have extended time of possession in an offensive zone or whatever that situation is. That's got to happen. They've got to start generating more chances, not just shots. But at this point, shoot, you'd take either right now.
Trois-Rivieres is going to be on the power play the first minute 50 of the second period. Tim, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll talk to you during the second period and second intermissions.
Hey, appreciate it, Tyson.
When we come back, we'll give you some of the scores from around the world of sports, including the ECHL, where Newfoundland played an interesting game. That's coming up in 1 minute. You're listening to the Grizzlies Intermission Report presented by Siegfried and Jensen on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. First intermission. Tyson Whiting here, hanging out high atop Section 114 with Tim Broussard. We got second period action in about 6 minutes of real time. Let's go over some scores from around the league. Trois-Rivieres is one of two teams from Canada in the league. How about Newfoundland, though? They defeated Maine 9-6. You talk about a wild game. Newfoundland goes to 13-3-1 on the season. Maine falls to 6-9-1. 9-6 was the final there. Newfoundland on top of Maine. In overtime, Worcester defeats Norfolk 4-3. Remember yesterday, Norfolk beat Worcester in overtime in a massive upset. Jeff Carr's team gets a standing point for the second straight game. This time, though, it's Worcester getting the 4-3 win over the Norfolk Admirals. Looks like Newkirk got the game winner for Worcester, 2:57 into the extra session. Former Grizzly Eric Williams is playing for Norfolk. He was scoreless here tonight, but he was one of the Grizzlies' best defensemen back in the 2019-2020 season. Other games that have gone final: in overtime, Reading over Adirondack 3-2. In a shootout, Atlanta defeats South Carolina 4-3. Kalamazoo over Indy 4-2. Savannah goes to 7-3-3 on the season. They defeat Jacksonville 3-2. Remember, the Grizzlies will face Jacksonville 3 games in a 4-day set in the second week of December. I think that's going to be, if I remember right, December 9th, 10th, or 9th, 11th, and 12th, or something like that. Travis Howe, Luke Martin, Hunter Skinner, and Parker Gahagan. 4 former Grizzlies are on the current Jacksonville roster, so that should be a fun series on the Grizzlies' next road trip. In overtime, Orlando defeats Florida 4-3. Speaking of former Grizzlies, Brad Barone gets the victory, stopping 35 of 38. As Orlando goes to 4-8-2-1 on the season, they defeat the defending champs, the Florida Everblades, in overtime 4-3. 4 minutes left in the third period. Fort Wayne leads Toledo 5-2. Early third period, Cincinnati leads Iowa 3-2. Halfway through the third period, Tulsa leads Wichita 2-1. 13 minutes left in the second period. Kansas City and Rapid City are tied at 2. And after one period, the juggernaut in Boise continues. The Steelheads lead the Allen Americans 3-1. Ty Pelton Bice with 2 first period goals. Jonas Vandenbergs also has lit the lamp for the Steelheads. Hank Chrome has Allen's lone goal. Idaho is 12-0-1 on the season. Allen is 5-7-1. And that's your ECHL scores. We got about 4 minutes left until the start of the second period. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2. They're going to be on the power play the first minute 50 of the second as Andrew Nilsson got a slashing minor, 19:50 into the first. Let's see if the internet will cooperate and give us some scores from around the NHL on this Saturday night. Usually Saturday is a big night in the NHL, and I'm sure the internet's not going to let us look at those scores, obviously just because we want to look at them. So it's just our luck sometimes here high atop Section 114. And I want to thank everybody for helping us set up the gear this week. You know, Tanner Walker and Jed and Justin back at the studios down below the video feed room that's got Flow Sports. Flow Sports, obviously the exclusive streaming provider of the ECHL. Now with the internet's decided to cooperate. First intermission, Colorado leads Dallas 2-0. Other NHL action here tonight. Games that have gone final. Edmonton defeats the New York Rangers 4-3. Tough luck for Tim Broussard's favorite team, the New York Rangers, as they fall to 10-8-4 on the season. Edmonton, about a 500 team here to start the year. They are now 11-10. Carolina defeats Calgary 3-2. In overtime, the Blues defeat the Panthers 5-4. Devils over the Capitals 5-1. Maple Leafs defeat the Penguins 4-1. Islanders over the Flyers 5-2. A game that was postponed between Columbus and Nashville. You had a water main break over in Nashville, so that's why that one was postponed. And there's one game later on. We'll give you that score during the second intermission. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2. As both teams about set to hit the ice for the start of the second period. I'm hanging out here with Tim Broussard. And Tim, the Grizzlies going to make it happen here in the second period. It almost feels like Cameron Wright's do. I thought he did some good things along the boards. Dakota Raby, though, had an outstanding third period last night, scoring 1 goal and 1 assist. And he kind of just carried on with, what I thought was an outstanding first period. Watch out for Dakota Raby in particular in this second period.
Yeah, I tell you what, if we're going to mount anything, we can't be from the penalty box. So we got to watch our discipline. And, some of that's Nelson, but some of it's because they're getting behind us. So, if we can do something to neutralize that team speed of, Trois-Rivieres, then maybe we can start shutting down those chances and mount something on the other side of a power play and not have to defend one.
Being somebody who appreciates hockey history, how about the Lions jerseys? They got a beautiful logo out in the front. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the old Quebec Nordiques.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful the way they've got it set up, and you can see shades. It's the way that the lion is kind of coming out of the middle of the logo, but in the background it's the fleur-de-lis, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Grizzlies wearing a specialty jersey you can bid on the Dash Auction app. It's a specialty jersey with all sorts of colors towards the middle and different colors on the sleeves. I like the fact that there's white numbers with white lettering that are very easy to spot here from high atop section 114. We've worn some jerseys that were kind of questionable, and that's part of the reason why I'm wearing glasses right now.
Was it the first game of last season, the skeleton jerseys?
Yeah, the skeleton jerseys.
There's a fave.
I knew then and there I needed glasses, and it took me a good year to finally get the courage to go up to the eye doctor and finally get a pair.
That's funny.
Grizzlies will be skating from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114 in your mind's eye. See it on YouTube. That's right. We know what YouTube's known for, but we'll try to paint a picture for you, even though we're not necessarily artists. Nielsen's in the box right now. The two forwards on the ice are Sekos and Wright. Two defensemen are Victor Bartley and Connor McDonald. If you joined us late, forward Taryn Pfizer was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier today, and the Grizzlies acquired defenseman Aaron Tho, T-H-O-W. He'll be wearing number 25, but Tho is not in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. Maybe we'll see him make his Grizzlies debut tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. 20 minutes are put on the stadium scoreboard clock, and I don't know what that horn is, but the Grizzlies haven't won since that horn got put into place. So hopefully that luck will rub off here tonight. As Trois-Rivieres looking to win their 6 in a row, Grizzlies looking to avoid losing their 6 in a row. As the draw is at center ice and it's won by the Grizzlies, they nudge it ahead, but Trois-Rivieres gets it right back. As Brett Stapley will skate along the far boards, cross the center ice. He'll skate in towards the right circle as he gets around Wright and McDonald as he gets pinned along the end wall as he didn't have a shooting angle. As 3 Lions and 2 or 3 Grizzlies hacking away in the corner. Puck squirts towards the right point. And now towards the right side. Now to the corner. Gay will throw it towards Beauregard. Now to the left side. Parker Jones with a shot. And that got redirected. Stays in play. McDonald played it with a high stick and Sekos touched it up. But, Tim, we were talking about the finisher on the power play for Trois-Rivieres, and it looks like it is Parker Jones there on the left side with a one-timer.
Yeah, they're going to throw a lot of action over to the right and then throw it out to Parker Jones on the left. Why? Because he's a right-handed shot, and any of that angle that can come in, he just leans into it, and it causes all kind of problems for the goalie that, Metcalf's going to be moving from his left to his right, and he doesn't know at what point does he exactly square up.
Parker Jones had a one-timer, but just didn't get all of it. As I think it hit a little bit of McDonald, and draw's going to be over in the left circle. Lions lead 3-2. They win it. Breton will throw it to Stapley, who fakes a shot, throws it back to Breton. High slot. Lefty shot goes wide. Puck rolls along the near wall. McDonald will clear it out. Good job by Connor McDonald. He had John Parker Jones nearby, but was able to get it past him deep into the Lions zone. Grizzlies will get some new skaters. Less than a minute left in the Lions power plays. They lead 3-2. They cross center ice in the right wing. As Colin Billick dumps it in and rolls around the boards. Parker Jones with a hit. Grizzlies settled along the near wall and clear it all the way out towards Philip DeRosier. As the Grizzlies will once again get some new skaters as Victor Bartley departs. Connor McDonald still out there along with Bryson Martin. As the Lions skate from right to left here in the second period. 30 seconds left in the power play as Olivier Galipo will drop it off for Beauregard. Beauregard will feed it to the left side for Nicholas Gay. Over towards William LeBlanc. He'll roll it around the boards. Back towards Welsh. He couldn't handle it. And the Grizzlies clear it out. Good job on the penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Clearing it out one time after another. 15 seconds left in the power play. As the Lions will feed it out towards their offensive line. William LeBlanc tries to get around Martin. But ends up losing the puck. As Corey Thomas skates towards Metcalf, will throw it ahead. Sekos was in the area trying to collect it. Sekos in the corner. He gets it, takes it away from Parker Jones. The Grizzlies are back at full strength. As Nilsson will join the play initially. Now he'll skate towards the bench. The Grizzlies get it towards right. Now Nilsson departs. Right will feed it to Raby on the left side. He enters the zone. Over to Martin on the left point. They'll whip it around. Cut off by Jones. It hits off his stick and goes towards Sekos. Now McDonald with a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Rebound goes out towards the right wing boards. William LeBlanc will fire a pass. It goes past Riley McKay. McKay tries to get around Bryson Martin. Both guys battle. Both guys played for Indy last season. Raby gets it. He skates along towards the near wall. He'll pitch it out to center ice for Sekos. And Zach will feed it back to McDonald. Delayed penalty, and it's going to be on the Lions. As Raby gets it taken away. McKay trying to touch it up. Now it is touched up by Leverrier. And hooking's going to be the call. And the Lions are going to go to the penalty box. As going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell is James Phelan. And the Grizzlies, for the first time here in the second period, will be on the power play. Utah so far tonight is 1 for 2. Grizzlies had one power play shot in the first period. We'll see if they'll generate a little bit more. But I do know that Taron Pfizer was a big part of the Grizzlies' power play, and he's now in the AHL. He's actually in the lineup of the Colorado Eagles. Tim, it's going to be interesting to see who ends up finishing the power play. It looks like the Grizzlies' secondary power play unit's in there with Penner taking the face-off, Fitz to his left, and Robinson to his right. Lions win the face-off, couldn't clear it out. Now they get it back and just clear it out to center ice. Center Rami was able to clear it out to center, taken by Bartley. Victor will feed it out to the right side for Penner. Goes past him. Did he get a piece of it? Colin Kleinendorf says no. And icing is on the Grizzlies. 14 seconds into the power play. Draw's going to come back towards Garrett Metcalf. Garrett making his second start of this homestand. He started last Thursday in the first game of the Idaho series. Played the first period, then got pulled. And Trent Miner replaced him. Miner is the backup tonight. Draw won by the Grizzlies as Bartley will feed it over to Martin. Now back to Bartley, who's going to quarterback the power play unit as he'll skate along north-south, and it's still in his own zone. Right wing pass to Penner. Tyler gets to the offensive blue line, dumps it to the corner, gets it back and feeds it around the boards. Bartley on the left side. Back towards Martin. Up top for Bartley. Now Robinson in the right point. Neal will throw it across towards Martin, back to Bartley. One-timer on, it goes just wide. Rebound bounces off of Penner and rolls towards Martin in the left point. Back to Penner in the corner. Penner throws it up top for Martin. Now across to Bartley, back to Penner. One-timer, he didn't get much on it. Puck rolls along the far boards and now glides towards the near side as Billick hacking away but couldn't clear it out. Fits in the right side, skates towards a point, drops it off for Robinson. Neal surveys along the near wall. He'll feed it to the corner for Penner. Tyler throws it up top for Bartley. Now back to Penner. Back to Bartley. Bartley with a lefty shot that's blocked, and the Lions clear it out. 45 seconds and counting left in the Grizzlies' power play. Utah makes a line change as Metcalf will feed it towards Dakota Raby. They'll drop it off for Nilsson. Andrews skating from left to right as he'll skate towards his left. Now drop it off for Sekos. Watch out for Zach being a finisher on this power play unit. Across to right. Right skates in down the middle. Back towards Sekos. He'll drop it off the end boards as Wright skates after it. And he'll feed it to the left point for Raby. Dakota skates towards the circle, drops it back off to the high slot for Nilsson. Now to right and the left side, takes a shot and goes wide. Puck towards the right side for Sekos. Zach, right circle, takes a lefty shot. Got redirected by Walker, stick and goes wide. Back to Nilsson, but he was outside the zone. And that will do it for the power plays. Coming out of the box is Nicholas Leverrier, or make that James Phelan. As Wright skates in left circle, it takes a shot and it goes wide. Puck bounced off the referee and on to Phelan. Fresh out of the box, he'll feed it out to center ice, but the pass was wide to Leverrier. Now Raby will throw it to Walker, drives it from the left point to the right corner. Lions get it. Riley McKay skates along the left wing. He enters the zone, trying to drop it off for Phelan, picked off by Wright. Cameron gets it poked away by McKay. Back towards Gay. Turnover. McKay, right point. Shot. That one goes wide. More right circle than right point. As Bureau Bly throws it towards Phelan. He battles with two Grizzlies along the near wall. McDonald gets blasted in the corner. Puck rolls back towards Raby, and he'll backhand it out to center ice. Taken back by Connor Welsh, who will whip it around the boards. It hits off a stanchion and rolls towards the near side. As the Lions in the offensive zone get hit by Walker in the corner. As Utah nudges ahead to Raby. He'll feed it across to right. Cameron crosses center ice and dumps it in. Puck rolls towards the end wall. As the Lions feed it back towards the near side. As Simeone was looking to blast Jonathan Jonette, he avoided it. Now the Lions skate in. Slot, shot, saved by Metcalf. Rebound out in front, taken by Utah. Nicholas Gay was the one that fired that shot. He played a little bit last season in the AHL with Abbotsford. Pass up ahead, looking for Cam Strong. He dove but couldn't get a piece of it. And icing is called on the Grizzlies. With 14:06 left in the second period. Tim, do you see any team with kind of an edge here in the second? It kind of seems like both teams are about even in terms of, who's played better.
Agreed. If anything, I'm seeing the Grizzlies neutralize that offensive speed from Trois-Rivieres, so hopefully that'll continue and start tilting the ice the other way.
Draw's going to be in the right circle. Anthony Beauregard will take it. And the draw won by Utah's. Bryson Martin skates around his net. Martin skates along the near side. Now he stops and gets it towards Bartley. Victor nudges ahead to Jamison, who dumps it in. Drossier behind his net cuts it off, and the Lions will feed it over towards the near wall. Goes back to the point. Martin gets it. He takes a lefty shot. Glove saved by DeRosier. He holds on with 13:49 left in the second period. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. This is Utah Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
13:49 left in the second period. Trois-Rivieres 3, Utah 2. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the high top section 114 with Tim Broussard. Guy Karenzi, who's usually with us, is the PA announcer tonight, filling in for Chris Hagan. Guy's done a pretty good job outside of, mentioning the Grizzlies were back at even strength about 10 seconds after Nilsson exited the penalty box. We're going to grade Guy, and we're going to grade him rather harshly, although with these headsets, we don't normally hear him all that as well as you would normally without them. As it draws in the Lions zone, won by Utah's Cam Strong will skate towards the near side, gets towards Jamison, a glanced off his stick towards Simeone. Simeone behind the net. Him and Jamison get it. Now Jamison back to Simeone. Christian throws to the right point for Martin. He'll feed it across towards Bartley, but the pass was wide. John Parker Jones banned on clearing it out. It now glances off of Parker Jones. 3-on-2 for the Lions as Phelan skates towards the left side, gets to Laverriere, back to Phelan. He's along the goal line. I tried to feather it out in front and couldn't get anything as it rolls towards the right corner. Simeone battling in the corner. 2 Grizzlies and 2 Lions over there. Phelan throws it up top for Welch. Across towards Brodeur. He takes a lefty shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound towards the left corner. Grizzlies spin it around. Strong will overpower the puck out towards the Lions zone. It's run down by Brodeur. He feeds it towards Laverriere. One-time tap off of Martin. As Laverriere battling with Jamison. Martin hacks away. And puck ends up squirting towards the Utah left circle. Taken by Bartley, who skates around the net. I try to feed it out in front and does kind of slowly out towards Martin. Martin past to Walker. Johnny will dump it in from just outside the offensive blue line. Colatarchi delivers a hit. Colatarchi playing forward tonight as Utah only really has 10 forwards by trade on the roster right now. Pass ahead is behind Riley McKay. Grizzlies get it ahead, looking for Colatarchi. Passes wide of the mark. Penner skated over to try to negate the icing, but icing was called on Utah with 12:27 left in the second. At least seems like for Utah, as you mentioned, they're doing a good job negating the speed of Trois-Rivieres here in the second period.
I like the idea that they're kind of stepping up in the passing lanes and making them make a decision more sooner than later, rather than get somebody set up or send somebody on the fly down the side. They're having to wait that extra second because the Grizzly stick or body or something's in that lane.
Seems like if you try to sit back on Trois-Rivieres, you're too late. It's almost better to be aggressive against a team like that. Penner up ahead towards Colatarchi, got taken away. As Brett Stapley will skate in. He's got 2 assists tonight. Drops it off. Gay with a shot, and that gets blocked. McKay will throw it up top for Olivier Galipo. Left wing pass to Breton at the point. He'll feed it to the corner for Billick. Billick back to Breton. He skates towards the goal line. Now around the net. Breton gets pinned by Walker. Good hit by Johnny. Johnny gets the puck in the corner. Now he's battling with Riley McKay. Puck squirts towards Penner. He skates around the Utah net. Penner stops. Will feed it ahead towards Colatarchi. Joey crosses center ice, and he'll dump it in. He'll get off the ice for a change. Playing it behind the net's DeRosier. He'll feed it to the near side, and Allen skates from right to left. They cross center ice. Colin Billick skates in, but he's offside with 11:40 left in the second period. Billick leads the Lions with 13 points this season. 6 goals and 7 assists. He has played in all 15 games, including tonight. He's a +1. Draw's going to be at neutral ice. Anthony Beauregard, who gave the Grizzlies all sorts of fits in the 2020-21 season with Wichita. He played overseas last year. Draw won by the Grizzlies. It goes back towards Metcalf, and Garrett skates out of his net. Feeds it to the right point. Beauregard kept it in and spins it along the wall. Martin over in the near corner. Gets it ahead towards Cameron Wright. Turnover. Momini centers it. Billick shot. Saved by Metcalf. Momini was on the left circle. Centers to Billick, and Billick made a nice-looking righty wrist shot, but Garrett was able to make the save and didn't allow a rebound. Good stop by Garrett, who seems to be settling in here in the second period.
I like the idea that we stepped up on Momini and just didn't let him sit there and choose a corner that he was going to shoot at, make him pass it to somebody else who'll have to score.
Sekos will take the draw against Beauregard. 11:26 left in the second period. Lions still lead 3-2. Neither team has scored here so far in the second. And the draw won by the Lions. Shot saved by Metcalf. That was taken by Connor Welsh in a one-timer from the high slot. Puck rolls along the near side. Wright gets it ahead towards Raby. Dakota at center ice gets around Welsh. Raby skates towards his left. But Momini cut him off and took the puck away. Billick ahead towards Beauregard. He'll feed it across to Momini. It glanced off his skate. Now Raby gets it on the right side. Dakota 2-on-3. Skates towards the right side around Leverrier. He takes a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Raby didn't really have much of a shooting angle there and didn't find anybody cutting towards the net. After the whistle, Zach Sekos' helmet came flying off. Colin Billick was battling with him. And it looks like Billick's going to get a penalty. A little bit too aggressive after the whistle on Sekos. So Billick, the Lions' leading scorer, gets 2 minutes for roughing. And with 11 minutes left in the second period, the Grizzlies are going to be back on the power play for the second time in this second period.
We talked at intermission, when do you start establishing something? Well, here's a great opportunity. You got 2 minutes to go out there and establish some measure of dominance and even up the tilt here.
We saw Nolan Blyer yesterday kind of call it pretty tightly after the whistle. You're not going to get away with any sort of what they call extracurricular activity out in front of the net. You're not going to get away with it. Johnny Walker got called for it a couple times. Beauregard did. And it didn't take much. It just took Sekos' helmet coming off for the penalty to be called.
For those that don't know, that's Tyson's favorite superlative right there is the extracurricular.
It's a often used cliche, far too much used. It's almost like every young broadcaster has to know that that's not part of the lexicon. Grizzlies win the draw, but it goes out towards center ice. They do not want to hear extracurricular after the whistle. Come up with something more creative. As Nilsson drops it off for Wright, Grizzlies skate from left to right. They cross center ice. Sekos on the left side feeds it into Raby. Back towards Sekos. He'll whip it around the boards. Walker on the right point keeps it in. He'll throw it towards Wright. Wright skates towards the right point. He stops. Feeds it to Nilsson. A pretty short range pass. Nilsson back to Wright, just outside the right circle. Back up top for Nilsson. Now to the left side for Sekos. Zach skates towards the circle. Takes a shot and it goes wide. Puck rolls along the near side. Goes out to center ice. Nilsson back into his own zone. Will feed it towards Raby. Raby enters from the left side as he stepped over the offensive blue line. He makes a nice move towards the circle. Across to Walker. Got picked off by Nicholas Gay. Puck squirts towards the left point. Taken back by Utah. As Sekos will feed it up top to Nilsson. He gets it across to Wright. Cameron back up top to Nilsson. He'll take a lefty shot on. It got redirected. Walker is out in front trying to redirect it. As Wright over in the right corner spins it along the wall. Sekos in the left point keeps it in. Zach skates towards the corner on the far side. Now throws it up top for Nilsson. Andrew in the left point surveys. He fakes towards his right. Gets to Sekos on the left. Sekos back to the goal line for Walker. He takes a sharp angle shot saved by DeRosier. Rebound goes out to the Lions. And Nicholas Gay will clear it out of the zone and all the way down towards Garrett Metcalf. Lions make a line change. So do the Grizzlies. 30 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-2. Neither team has scored here so far in the second period. As Bartley will feed it to the left side for Martin. Bryson gets to Fitz as Utah steps over the offensive line. Robinson over in the left corner. He hits Phelan. Martin over there. And puck squirts towards Penner. It goes behind him. He has to race after it. He gets there. Tyler displaying some good speed this season as Robinson throws it up top for Bartley. Across to Martin. Bryson on the right side fakes a shot. Now he takes one and he scores! Bryson Martin faked the shot, then he took one, and it handcuffed DeRosier as it goes into the back of the net. That's a power play goal for Utah. It's their second power play goal of the night. And with 9:02 left in the second period, we're tied at 3.
Great little dip move by Martin. Kind of gave him that little bit of, shoulder shimmy, and DeRosier bit on it, and that second one was in.
Fitz and Penner were net front, but I don't think either guy got a piece of it. And as you mentioned, that was a great fake by Martin, and it kind of handcuffed DeRosier as it got him off balance a little bit. Draws at center ice. Both teams have 2 power play goals tonight, and the faceoff goes between the Lions defenseman onto DeRosier. He'll hand it off to Breton as the Lions spin it along the far wing boards. Guy Carenza yells goal here at Maverik Center as the goal is scored by Bryson Martin. The assist towards Neil Robinson and Victor Bartley. Bartley's got 2 assists tonight. Grizzlies still in their own zone. Rink wide pass to Jamison connects. Keaton in the right side. Skates over the offensive line. Gets around a defender as he feeds it to the corner. Kulitarchi skates over there as Jamison bounces off the line stick. As Kulitarchi delivers a hit but missed Stapley. Right point, McDonald skates towards his left as he's being shadowed by Laveriere. McDonald with a shot that goes wide. Grizzlies skated in. Strong was looking for it on the right side and fanned on it. Jamison centers it towards Kulitarchi, who swings and misses. And the puck glides all the way out towards the Grizzlies zone as Metcalf to the right of his net will play it. He'll nudge it ahead. Corey Thomas with an outlet pass to neutralize. It's picked off. And Philippe Bureau-Bly will dump it in over to the right corner. He didn't play last night, did Bureau-Bly. As the puck rolls towards the left point, Bureau-Bly wearing number 65. The roller back around behind the net as the Lions looking for the wraparound. Shot saved by Metcalf, and Garrett holds on with 7:51 left in the second period. We got a good Saturday night crowd, and certainly they've seen an interesting hockey game, and special teams has certainly played a big factor. Coming into this series, we knew that Trois-Rivieres had really struggled on the penalty kill, and the Grizzlies have really taken advantage. 4 power play goals in this series.
How about the last 2 minutes of play and that pressure by the Grizzlies? We got a stoppage in play here now, but I'm really liking to see what we were establishing over those last 2 minutes. This is great.
There was 2 seconds left in the power play when Martin fired away and got his second goal of the season. In fact, that's 2 goals in the last 3 games as he scored a goal on Sunday afternoon against Idaho in the final game of that series. As the draw won by Momeni behind the net as Trois-Rivieres in the offensive zone. They throw it up top for Welsh. He feeds to the right side. Shot gets deflected off the stick of Martin. Behind the net, Momeni battling with Martin. Momeni feeds it along the right side. It's too early for Momeni to score. He usually scores those big ones late in the game against Utah. Momeni skates towards the right side, feeds it back towards the corner. William LeBlanc trying to handle it. Beauregard over in the corner. Has to get around the referee. Utah gets the puck. Raby feeds it ahead. But the pass deflected off a Lions stick and goes to the Lions blue line. Welsh throws a blue line pass to Beauregard. Anthony skates into the left side, skates towards his right, takes a shot that's blocked by Raby. As Utah got away with a push in the back, and the Grizz come up with a puck. Pass ahead towards center ice. Brodeur races back in his own zone to get it. He'll throw it towards the near side. Right fires towards the net. Picked off by Matthew Brodeur. And he'll get it ahead towards Laveriere. Puck exited the zone. Right carried it back in. And offside are the Grizzlies with 6:54 left in the second. 2 assists tonight for Victor Bartley, and it's good to see. He did not play in last night's game. We've got a fun hockey game. It was 6-4 last night, and we got a fun one here tonight, and hopefully we'll see a big crowd here on Sunday afternoon for the series finale, the homestand finale, 6th and final game of the homestand and 3rd and final game of the series. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. Draws in the right side, neutral ice near the Lions zone, and the Grizzlies win it. Walker with a sharp angled shot from the corner goes wide. Puck squirts back out to center ice. Cam Strong back in his own zone. Now he'll reverse field. He'll throw it across to Penner. It bounces off the boards. Past Penner on to Brodeur in the Lions zone. Trois-Rivieres skates from right to left as they get towards Grizzlies territory. Dumping it in as Phelan deflects it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Puck rolls towards the near side for Strong. Cam, who played for Reading in South Carolina last season, gets it poked away. Nilsson feeds it across towards the Lions bench to Penner. As Tyler back towards McDonald. He'll throw a center ice pass to Walker. Walker towards Strong on the right side. Take a backhand shot, and it goes wide over the head of DeRosier. Stays in play. Nicholas Gay tried to drop it off. Now a line pokes it away. Left side. Brett Stapley skates down the middle. He stops, tries to feather it towards the right circle. And everybody trying to locate the puck. Utah gathers it and throws it ahead. 2-on-3. Walker crosses center ice. He'll dump it to the left corner as Johnny, at the end of his shift, comes off. Puck squirts towards the right side. Trois-Rivieres over to McKay. They'll feed it to center ice for Stapley. Brett Stapley, who played at Denver for 4 years, gains the line, skates towards the right side, bounces off the end wall. Now McKay with a shot, saved by Metcalf. as Nicholas Gay was out behind the goal line on the near side, centered it to McKay. And McKay had a pretty good look for his second of the game, but Metcalf was able to make the stop as McKay tried to go 5-hole on him. 5:40 left in the second period. Bryson Martin has the lone goal of the second. That tied things up at 3, and that's where we stand now. We're back in 1 minute. This is Utah Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
5:40 is left in the second period. We're tied at 3. Bryson Martin scored on the power play, 10:58 into the second. Bartley and Robinson with the assist. Both teams are 2 for 4 on the power plays. We're skating 5-on-5 draw. The Grizzly zone is won by the Lions. Alex Breton in the left side. Skates towards the circle. Takes a shot saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes out towards Fitz. He skates along the near side. He hacks away on Breton. And Jamison comes out of the pile with the puck as he'll feed it across to Martin. Ahead towards Robinson. It glanced off his stick and deep into the Lions zone. Utah makes a line change. Puck rolls along the near wall. Riley McKay, who's got a goal tonight, throws it to center ice, picked off by Raby. Dakota skates in. They'll take a shot from the blue line, and a glove saved by DeRosier. He holds on as Raby, after he took the shot, skated out towards the goaltender, and so DeRosier didn't really have any angle to get a pass off, and so the Grizzlies will get an offensive zone draw with 5:11 left here in the second period. Trois-Rivieres with 22 shots on goal. The Grizzlies with 14. Raby's shot probably should have been the 15th shot. As Sekos will take the draw. He's got Cameron Wright to his right. Now Wright will station himself to the left side. McDonald will be to the right of Sekos. Grizzlies also have Raby and Bartley on the ice. Utah won the faceoff battle 14-9 in the first period. As the Lions win the draw here, and they'll dump it in. Momenty chasing after it, but it looks like it's going to be icing on the Lions with 5:03 left in the second period. And Tim, I think over the last 3 minutes, the Grizzlies really have picked up the momentum that kind of was carried over on that power play goal that Martin scored.
It's fun to see him going after the 50-50s and stepping up in the lane, just like we mentioned. The thing is that's relating into success and disrupting the flow and even generating a couple other chances by keeping it in the zone. So, see what else we can get with this pressure. And, we talked about us establishing some type of offensive dominance. This is the way you do it.
Sekos will take the draw on the left side. He's kicked out of the circle. Raby will now take the face-off. Dakota Raby played 4 years at Michigan, and then last season was at Sacred Heart University and was signed by the Grizzlies in late March after his college career came to an end. Draw won by Anthony Beauregard and the Lions. He rolls around the boards. Momenty back in the corner. He is their captain wearing the C. Momenty trying to break through a double team. He gets held up. Puck ends up deeper in the Lions zone. Now behind the net, Utah trying to battle along the right side. Wright has a poke off his stick. Momenty will clear it out between the Grizzlies defensemen. Bartley chases after it. Puck didn't have enough steam to get to the goal line. No icing as Bartley will skate around his net. Now he skates down the middle. Right wing pass to Wright. Right back towards Bartley. Victor tried to feather it out in front. It bounced off the body of Brodeur. Now behind the net, Grizzlies skate towards the far side. Utah in the offensive zone. Bartley in the corner. Right there as well. Wright gets held up. Now left wing shot saved by DeRosier. That was taken by Dakota Raby. Quick shot. DeRosier had to react in a hurry. William LeBlanc skates in left side. Skates towards a circle. Spins it back towards the right corner. Nicholas Gay gets held up by Bryson Martin. And puck ends up going cross ice to Johnny Walker. He'll dump it from blue line to blue line. Chases after it. Jonathan Jonette pokes it away first. Now the puck's deeper in the Lions zone. Walker goes down in the corner. Jonette was nearby. Looks like a penalty is going to be called, and it looks like it's going to be on Jonette. Johnny Walker with his effort. He takes a few penalties here and there, but Johnny Walker does draw quite a few penalties of his own, and he drew a penalty there with his effort in the corner. Jonathan Jonette goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Both teams are 2 for 4 on the power play, and Utah can take a lead here as we're tied at 3 with 3:58 left in the second period.
Looking to see who the defenseman is and where Nelson is, and there he is. So I wonder if he'll be the showpiece for this power play effort, and see if they do everything they can to show motion and action on the right-hand side and then dish it out for Nelson's shot.
Interference is the call. Jonathan Jonette in the penalty box. Time of penalty 16:02. This is a Powerade power play. It's great to hear Guy Krenza talking about a Powerade power play on the PA, although we do wish Chris Hagan good recovery, and hopefully he'll be back soon. As the Grizzlies win the draw, over to the left circle. Lions take it away. Brodeur will feed it ahead, and they throw it behind Riley McKay, but it goes out to center ice. Dakota Raby back in his own zone, and he'll drop it off for Nielsen. Andrew leads the league with 11 power play points, 1 goal and 10 assists. Nielsen's the Grizzlies' leading scorer this season. He'll drop it off for Sekos, who skates down the middle. Right wing pass to right, gets around a skater. I try to get it back towards Sekos on a give and go, and the pass was picked off by James Phelan. He bounces off the glass and goes out of play into section 126. A fan in the front row will come away with a souvenir puck, as the draw is going to be back in the Lions zone with 125 left in the power play. Lions have outshot the Grizzlies 22-15. Sekos will take the face-off once again. Good crowd here on a Saturday night, second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. As the Lions win the face-off, skeet towards the near side, and clearing it out is Alex Breton, who was the defenseman of the year in the league 3 years ago. Nilsson will fire it ahead towards Walker. It glances off of his stick and rolls towards DeRosier, who feeds it towards the near side. Breton will clear it back out as it goes past Cameron Wright. On to Metcalf, who stops it in the crease. He'll give it towards Sekos in the far corner. Halfway through the power play, we're tied at 3. Less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Pass towards Cameron Wright. He crosses center ice. He'll feed it across and on to Trent Miner, who makes a glove save. The problem is Miner was sitting on the Grizzlies bench. Quick reflexes by Trent Miner. That's a good thing, because the pass from Cameron Wright went right towards the backup goaltender tonight.
Looking at a replay, and he's got all smiles and grins, and they're all giving him kind of crap, making a glove save on the bench. So, hey, that works.
Garrett Metcalf has stopped 19 of 22 tonight, and Trent Miner has stopped 1 of 1. Draws it neutral ice. Grizzlies made a line change. Penner will take the face-off against Anthony Beauregard. Fits us to his right. Utah wins it. Neil Robinson will throw it back to Bartley. This power play unit contributed to Utah's second period power play goal. Penner crosses center ice on the right side, spins it back around. Robinson kicks it towards the slot, picked off by Breton, who clears it out. You talk about a guy that's a dependable defenseman. We saw it when he was with Allen. Alex Breton, one of the best in the league. Penner was battling along the end wall. Whistle blows. Tripping's the call. Is it Penner or is it on Brett Stapley? Penner kind of curious looking. It's neither. It looks like Victor Bartley's going to go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. As they're battling over in the corner on the far side in the Grizzlies zone. And Bartley's going to serve 2 minutes. We'll have 29 seconds of a 4-on-4. Then after that, the Lions will have a power play. 2 minutes for tripping, 17:33 into the second period. That's Victor Bartley's third minor penalty of the season. 4-on-4 action will spread the ice a little bit. The Grizzlies scored a 4-on-4 goal in the third period. Utah scored 3 goals in a 4-on-4 situation and have allowed 2. Draw won by the Lions. Connor Welsh back at the left point. He'll take a shot. Saved by Metcalf. And he didn't allow a rebound as Andrew Nelson was battling in front of the net with William LeBlanc.
That was a high-quality save. I don't know if people, recognize that, but as the shot's coming in, there's a little bit of action out in front of him, and totally collapsed his body in his midsection to cover the puck, and absolutely 0 rebound. So that was high quality.
Draw's going to be in the left circle. Jamison will take it for Utah against William LeBlanc. Draw won by the Lions. They're in the offensive zone as skating towards the corner is Bureau Bly, and he'll get it over to LeBlanc as he feeds around the boards, cut off by McDonald behind the net. Connor battling with 2 Lions. He'll get it towards the near side for Martin. Bryson Martin skates towards Metcalf now fire a pass. It connects. Left side, Fitz skates. He'll take a shot. And that one goes high. He'd been working on that in morning skate earlier today. But the shot goes a little bit wide. Lions are back at full strength, and now they're on the power play for the next minute 25. Battle in the corner of the Grizzlies zone. McDonald gets tripped up and neutralized. No, Connor's hurt. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, checking over as Connor McDonald is on 2 knees at neutral ice. And we hate to see that. The Grizzlies captain is about as dependable as it comes on the blue line. There's a 2-on-2 battle in the corner, but McDonald was he was hurt at neutral ice. Connor slow to get to his feet as he's being helped off by Dylan Fitz and the Grizzlies trainer, Colin Lee. And we certainly hope Connor McDonald isn't hurt bad, as looks like he's going to skate off to the locker room. As you mentioned, the Grizzlies captain is about as dependable as it comes. McDonald will limp towards the locker room, and he'll get checked out by the Grizzlies trainer. 1:53 left in the second period. We wonder if maybe there was some action there that could have turned into a penalty. I think everybody was looking in the corner where the puck was. McDonald was at neutral ice, with an injury.
Here's our replay.
Oh, yeah, he hit awkwardly along with William LeBlanc along the boards. Oh, that's tough. That's a similar type of situation where Tegan Zahn blew out his knee a few years ago. I certainly hope it doesn't look bad for McDonald. It was just more of an awkward hit than anything else along the boards with him colliding with LeBlanc. As the draw won by the Lions, they're on the power play for the next minute 22. We're tied at 3, less than 2 minutes left in the second period. Lions on the right side will feed it up top for John Parker Jones, who's got 3 goals this series. Across to Breton. Breton's played a ton of minutes for the Lions. He'll throw it to Stapley, still looking for his first goal of the season. He'll feed it across the left side. Now back to Breton. He'll throw it to Stapley. He'll skate towards the corner. Stapley surveys, throws it to Billick. He takes a shot that's blocked by Cameron Wright. Puck goes towards the right corner. Momenty gets hit by Martin. Utah skates around to the near side. Corey Thomas stops. He'll feed it across to Martin. Bryson towards the right side looking for Sekos. It goes past him. Grizzlies are shorthanded, so it doesn't matter. You can ice the puck while you're shorthanded. Breton gets the puck. Grizzlies will get some new skaters as there's 1 minute left in the second period. As the Lions skate in down the middle, they veer off to the left, and they'll drop it off for Breton. Now to the right side for Stapley. Back to Breton. He'll skate towards the right side, takes a shot, and it's blocked by Martin. Bryson gets back up and clears it out. Good job by Bryson Martin, who's played a good game tonight. Drosy in the far corner will feed it to Stapley. That's not Stapley. Maybe I need new glasses. Glasses to fill in my glasses. Breton will drop it off. Crossing center ice is Beauregard. He'll throw it to the left side for McKay. Back towards Beauregard, who couldn't reach it. Grizzlies are back at full strength. Bartley will join the play. Puck rolls along the wall. McKay in the corner gets hit by Colatarchi. Grizzlies back in the corner. Penner will get it back towards Colatarchi. It hit off him. Gave it a shot as he's falling down. Saved by Metcalf. McKay gets held up along the boards by Nielsen. Penner takes the puck. Less than 10 seconds left in the period. Pass ahead. Grizzlies dump it in. No icing as the Lions chase after it. And now we'll do it for 40 minutes here at Maverik Center. Lions led 3-2 after one period. Bryson Martin scored the only goal on either side. It was a power play tally. 10:58 in. Bartley and Neil Robinson with the assists. So I guess the old saying, you win the third period, you win the game, will hold true as we're tied at 3. What's really been a fun hockey game. Garrett Metcalf stopped 11 of 14 in the first period. He really settled in and stopped all 10 in the second frame. Grizzlies only 15 shots, but 3 of them have gone past Philip DeRosier. When we come back, we'll recap the second period and talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on what he saw in the middle frame. After 2 periods of play here on Pride Night, with the Grizzlies wearing their specialty jerseys that you can get online on the Dash Auction app. Remember, the auction ends at 10 o'clock. So you want to get those game-worn jerseys while they're still available here before 10 o'clock. That's when the auction ends. And you can get a game-worn jersey. You can get the Bryson Martin game-worn jersey, former third-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres. He scored a second-period goal and has played a good game tonight. We'll come back and have second period, second intermission, a recap, second intermission coverage presented by Siegfried and Jensen right here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Second intermission here as we're tied at 3. Interesting stat from the second period. The Grizzlies only had 1 giveaway in the second. They had 9 giveaways in the first. Scoring chances, Trois-Rivieres had 9 scoring chances in the first period, only 3 in the second period. So it was a great second period by the Grizzlies defensive unit. Garrett Metcalf stopped all 10 shots he saw in the period. Utah only had 5 shots in the second, but one of them found the back of the net as Bryson Martin, with 2 seconds left on the power play, scored 10:58 in, with Victor Bartley and Neil Robinson getting the assist. That means Bartley has 2 assists tonight. It's the first multiple-point game for Bartley this season. If you joined us late, Taryn Pfizer was reassigned to the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier today. Grizzlies are down to 10 forwards by trade on the roster. Joey Colatarchi is acting as a forward tonight. Utah scored first this evening. Andrew Nilsson got his second of the year, 3:59 in. Zach Sekos and Cameron Wright with the assists. Lions tied it up at 1 with a power play goal. John Parker Jones, his 6th of the year. Breton and Stapley with the assists. Lions took a 2-1 lead as Riley McKay found the back of the net, 10:51 in. Nicholas Gay and Philippe Bureau-Bly with the assists. Grizzlies tied it up at 2 as Tyler Penner found the back of the net on a rebound from a Dylan Fitz shot, 12-11 into the first. Victor Bartley also with an assist there. Anthony Beauregard got Trois-Rivieres' second power play goal of the period, his 6th of the season. Stapley and Breton with the assists. Trois-Rivieres and Utah are both 2 for 5 on the power play. 2 power play goals by the Lions in the first period, 1 power play goal by the Grizz, and that was Nielsen, 3:59 in, which was the first goal of the game. Lions led 3-2 after 1 period. Lions outshot the Grizzlies 14-10 in the first. We mentioned Trois-Rivieres doubling up the Grizzlies on shots in the second period, 10-5. But the only goal scored was by Bryson Martin, 10:58 in. Bartley and Robinson with the assists. And we mentioned special teams has played a big factor tonight. Grizzlies' power play over the last 9 games has been pretty good. In fact, with this being the 9th game, over the last 9 contests, the Grizzlies are 14 for 46 on the power play. And so they're over 30% over the last 9 games. Penalty kill, for the Grizzlies, it's one of those, can you get the big penalty kills? They did a good job on the PK in the second period. And, it really did look like the Grizzlies buckled down defensively in that second frame. Now, we'll have to check on the availability of Connor McDonald, who got hit awkwardly along the boards by William LeBlanc. It was either LeBlanc or Brett, and I saw a 7 on the jersey. And it was at neutral ice near the penalty box area, and McDonald went down, and he had to be helped off by the Grizzlies trainer, Colin Lee, as well as Dylan Fitz, and hopefully the Grizzlies captain will be okay. Hopefully he's not hurt too much, as he's certainly a big part of the Grizzlies defensive unit and certainly a big part of this Grizzlies club. Trois-Rivieres has won 5 in a row. The Grizzlies have lost 5 in a row. A story we really haven't mentioned much. It looked like earlier this past Tuesday, Eric Belanger resigned as head coach of the Lions, and Marc-Andre Bergeron made his head coaching debut for the Lions last night. It was a 6-4 Trois-Rivieres victory, and he's behind the bench once again as the interim head coach, as well as the vice president and general manager of the Lions. So it's certainly been an interesting series. Remember, this is game 2 of a 3-game set. Game 3 will be on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. I'll be here, and Guy Carenza, I'm not sure where Guy is going to be. He is filling in as the PA announcer. We usually hear Guy on Grizzlies broadcasts this season. But Guy is filling in for Chris Hagan tonight, and he's doing a pretty good job, although we're going to have a few moments there where we're going to give him a little bit of grief over a couple subtle things there. But he's done a great job out there on press. We're on press row. He's down there in the penalty box area at the scores table, and Guy Carenza having a lot of fun. And we've had a lot of fun here so far through 2 periods. And you know the old saying, you win the third period, you win the game. And that's going to reign true for both teams. Whoever wins this third period is going to come away winning the hockey game. Now, remember, both teams scored 3 goals in the third period last night. So, the Grizzlies really played well in the third, but so did Trois-Rivieres. They scored 2 goals in the third, and then the third goal was obviously on an empty net at the end. Let's get to some scores from around the league. We'll talk with Tim Broussard here in a couple minutes. How about a wild one played at Cross Insurance Arena in Portland, Maine, as Newfoundland defeated the Maine Mariners 9-6. So that was a wild game that had 15 combined goals. Growlers defeat the Mariners 9-6. In overtime, Worcester defeats Norfolk 4-3. That's the second straight night where those teams have gone to OT. Norfolk won in overtime last night, and tonight it's the Worcester Railers as their record goes to 14-2-1. The Admirals go to 2-15-1. They are now led by former Grizzlies assistant coach Jeff Kars. He's now the new head coach of the Norfolk Admirals. In overtime, Reading defeats Adirondack 3-2. In a shootout, Atlanta over South Carolina 4-3. Kalamazoo defeats Indy 4-2. Savannah over Jacksonville 3-2. Remember, the Grizzlies will face Jacksonville in a 3-game series over in Jacksonville at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Jacksonville's got quite a few former Grizzlies on the roster, including Travis Howe, Luke Martin, Hunter Skinner, and Parker Gahagan, who's one of their best goalies. And I think Gahagan's actually started the majority of games for them. That's going to be December 7th, 9th, and 10th, a Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 3-game and 4-day set over in Jacksonville. Orlando defeats Florida 4-3 in overtime. Former Grizzly Brad Barone gets the victory in net for Orlando, stopping 35 of 38. Fort Wayne over Toledo 5-3. How about this in overtime? Iowa defeats Cincinnati 4-3. Matthew Boucher, was he in the lineup for Iowa, or is he up in the AHL? I think Matthew Boucher got loaned to the AHL once again. It looks like Robbins got the game-winning goal for Iowa tonight. Boucher was not in the Iowa lineup. Iowa gets their second victory of the season. They defeat Cincinnati 4-3 in overtime. Also in overtime, a lot of close games in the league tonight. Wichita defeats Tulsa 3-2. Wichita's had a pretty good start to the season. Looks like Braden Watts got the overtime game winner, 5:48 into the extra session. Jake Dickman got an assist there. And it looked like Emond stopped 34 of 36 in the victory. Early third period, the red-hot Rapid City Rush lead Kansas City 4-3. Nick Pastajov has a goal for Kansas City. Looks like goals from 4 different Rapid City forwards tonight. Danil Chechelev has stopped 20 of 23 for Rapid City, while Shane Starrett of Kansas City has stopped 25 of 29. And in Boise, the juggernaut continues. Idaho leads Allen 4-1. Idaho's 12-2-0-1 this season. Ty Pelton-Bice with 2 first-period goals. Owen Hedrick found the back of the net in the second period. Jonas Vandenberg's added a first-period goal. Hank Crone has Allen's lone goal of the night, and that was actually the first goal of the game. Since then, it was 4 unanswered by Idaho. They lead 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Tim Broussard's hanging out high atop Section 114, and when we come back in 1 minute, we'll talk with Tim and get his thoughts on what he saw in the second frame as Utah outscored the Lions 1-0 in the second period. We're tied at 3 after 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, It's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard. Guy Carenza filling in on a public address tonight, and he's really letting it loose. He's having a good time out there tonight, and he's done a great job.
Chris Hagan, we miss you. We hope you're doing well, and you'd be proud of how much effort is going into Guy Carenza's best. I don't know.
He's giving it his A effort. He's really giving it his all.
Yeah.
Giving it the old college try.
Love it.
One of the interesting stats of the second period, the Grizzlies only had one giveaway. Now, in the first period, if the stat was right, if that's not a typo, Utah had 9 giveaways in the first period. And I also looked at scoring chances. Utah had 4 scoring chances in the second period. They've got 9 so far in the game. Trois-Rivieres had 9 scoring chances in the first period, but only 3 in the second. I thought it was a great 20 minutes of defensive hockey by the Grizzlies, even though they were outshot 10-5. Metcalf made some nice saves. And I really think Bryson Martin was a standout defensive defenseman for the Grizzlies.
Look at what you just said on the scoring chances. We said we'd have to clean up our act. Well, denying them scoring chances is definitely a part of it, and cleaning up that passing game and not giving with the giveaways, that was obviously a key portion of it. Metcalf can't be understated. He's got 3 goals against in the first, but I don't know if there's any of those that I would pin them on. That is your fault, sir.
Yeah.
That's I would say it's more of a victim of circumstance. If on a 3-on-2 break against, and they've got to pass it to both guys, and by the time it's traveling all that east to west, and it's the third guy who shoots it in, well, darn it, you give it to him. So I like where we're going on this. I think we established that we dominated the second period, not just on the board, but across the stat sheet. We're going to need the same effort to finish this off in regulation.
I thought it was kind of interesting. One of the things that Ryan Kanasowicz had thought about during the Idaho series, and certainly continued into last night, Grizzlies scoring chances were about even with Idaho throughout the series. Scoring chances against Trois-Rivieres last night were pretty close to even. The only difference was they were burying their chances, and the Grizzlies, for whatever reason, weren't burying theirs. The Grizzlies have 9 scoring chances. Both teams have 3 goals. Grizzlies are able to capitalize on more of those. And I thought with the goal that Martin scored in the second period, I thought it was a pretty nice play. Very heads-up play. A guy that's got a lot of experience in this league, kind of getting Drossier off balance a little bit and then firing a shot that handcuffed him a little.
He recognized that he had a little bit of space and time to work with. Not a lot, but just enough to give that little shimmy shake and then follow through with the blast that put it in the back of the net. It looked like it tipped off Drossier, but still had enough momentum to carry on and in. So that was our equalizer as it stands right now.
What are the odds that special teams is going to play the deciding factor in this game?
Gee, what do you think? I don't know. Four of the goals that have been scored so far out of the 6 in the game have been decided, off a power play by one team or the other. So, discipline, staying out of the box, and Nelson had an issue with it last year, and I think we're going to have to be a little bit more judicious on how we're going into the corners, or when we decide to take an argument up with the ref that may be borderline or so, and choose, well, is it worth going on the penalty, penalty kill, or do we go ahead and save the effort and do it another way out there on the ice? I think that the discipline by either team is going to weigh heavy on, of whether another power play goal is awarded by the end of the game.
A lot of pressure in the last 2 minutes of that second period.
Yeah, we were marking, back up and down. It seemed like at the 9-minute mark when Martin scored that, what we call the double pump goal or whatever, they were generating all that pressure. Yeah, it was the last little bit of a power play, but they were carrying that on. And, we talked about, the 50-50 pucks and stepping up into the lanes and causing problems and a little bit of mismatches. And the one name that, knock on wood, we haven't called yet is, Beauregard to Montminy, or, back and forth. And we're watching this. Beauregard's, been cherry. And I've got notes on here. He's cherry picking up at the red line. He's not playing defense very much.
I think he did that when he was with Wichita a couple years ago, if I remember right.
Yeah, so he's just hanging out. He's looking for his cherry pick points, and so far we're picking up that assignment. And if anybody got loose, I thought it was Raby and Penner down here who had the better chances. They were denying Raby's, going down on that sharp angle cut, but he's still getting that chance there.
If you're at the Maverik Center, go to the Grizzlies team store. There's some special pride gear and stickers. I think that's over at the Grizzlies team store tonight. And go to the Grizzlies team store every game. You got some good gear from the Grizzlies team store. I know I got myself a really nice looking hoodie type thing. Absolutely. At the Grizzlies team store. Make sure to go down there on game nights here at Maverik Center out in front and get your favorite gear. And tell Jeff Bernier that Tim and I was the ones that sent you to the Grizzlies team store.
Those Pride jerseys are the bomb. They look incredible. Just really cool.
The Dash Auction app, you can get your game-worn jersey. You can get a Bryson Martin jersey, the former third-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres. I know you're a guy that's partial to goaltenders. You can get a Garrett Metcalf jersey. I'm kind of thinking if Cameron Wright gets the game winner, I might just find a way. If I get a bid in before 10 o'clock, I know that he might be one of the more popular jerseys. I might just have to put in whatever money and get a Cameron Wright jersey.
I think I'll go with my Garrett Metcalf jersey. The way he's playing the last 20 minutes, hey, we need another effort like that. The next 20 minutes, we'll be doing just fine.
I just hope Connor McDonald's okay. It's kind of an awkward hit at neutral ice. I don't want to give shades back to about 3 or 4 years ago when Tegan Zahn got injured on what kind of looked like a similar type of hit. I certainly hope the Grizzlies captain's okay.
Even Matthew Boucher went down almost in the similar area on the same type of thing. So, yeah, hopefully, he can get straightened out. And I'm sure he's under the best of care with Collins. So, best of luck. And hopefully we may even see him in the third period.
We'll see if we can spot Connor McDonald as the Grizzlies have hit the ice. And when we come back in 1 minute, we will have third period action. As we're tied at 3, we'll skate 5-on-5 when we come back. You're on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. We're about set for third period action. I don't see Connor McDonald on the Grizzlies bench, but do remember that Joey Kolatarchi, normally a defenseman by trade, was playing forward tonight, so it's possible we may see Kolatarchi move back to a defensive role for this third period. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard as Tim's got the remote control. I think he got it in the right spot as we got a Saturday night of Grizzlies hockey. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. I know a lot of recommendations for me joining TikTok. I haven't done it yet. I need to be hip up with the TikTok trends. Tim, do you got a TikTok?
I do not have a TikTok. My 17-year-old daughter has a TikTok, and I think that's good.
20 minutes are on the stadium scoreboard clock. We almost feel really old talking about not having a TikTok, but draws at center ice. Trois-Rivieres wins it. Lions are skating from left to right here in the third period. Grizzlies from right to left. You win the third period, you win the game. That's the order of the day. As Trois-Rivieres at center ice flies it high into the air. Jones with a shot. He gets blasted as he was firing the shot. The shot went wide. Grizzlies throw it out to center ice. Walker gets it. He enters the zone. Breton poked it away. Breton nudges out towards center ice as the Lions skate in. 3-on-4. Shot kick saved by Metcalf as it goes towards the left corner. James Phelan in the corner gets spun around by Penner. And the pass up top for Welsh. Welsh skates towards the near side, towards the corner. Backhand shot, save, rebound shot, and a score. Welsh fired a tough angle backhand shot that hit off of Metcalf, and out in front, the Lions have taken the lead. He scored 2 goals last night. Nicholas Laverriere gets his 5th of the season. He's high-fives everybody on the Lions bench. 38 seconds into the third period, Trois-Rivieres taking a 4-3 lead. That was pretty. That was kind of a tough angle. Welch took the shot from the near corner, kind of a backhand shot. That was tough for Metcalf to get cleanly. And Laverriere was just out in front. He got if I remember right, he had a goal very similar yesterday in the second period. As a draw won by the Grizzlies, they dump it in. Chasing after it's Euro Bly. He gets hit by Sekos. Action in the Lions zone in the corner. Sekos pushes the Lions along the wall. Euro Bly will feed it across. Lions skate from left to right. Billick gains the line. They'll dump it into the corner as he gets overshadowed by Kolatarchi, who is playing a defensive role here in the third period. Nielsen gets it. He's along the near side, throws it to center ice, taken by Wright. He skates down the middle, loses the puck. Wright gets it back on the right side, spins it back to Sekos behind the net. Sekos trying to feed it to Raby out in front, but couldn't get a pass off. Lions took it away and skate towards the near corner. Trois-Rivieres will lift it in the air. It goes between Bartley and Nielsen. Andrew extends his stick and gets it, and he'll throw a left wing pass to Bartley. Victor gets to the offensive blue line and dumps it into the corner. Jamison gets pushed in the back by Santino Senarami. Puck along the near side. Bartley left point shot. Got redirected by Robinson and goes towards the right corner. Jamison behind the net, gets spun around. Jamison skates towards the right side. And so skate back towards the right point. Back to Robinson. Robinson gets pushed. He tried to feed it out in front to Fitz. It bounced off of him. Goes to the right side. Grizzlies get it up top for Thomas. Now it's the right side. Toe drag shot. And a save by DeRosier. That shot was taken by Keaton Jamison as the puck flies out of play. 4-3 Lions. 18:03 left in the third period. Laverriere with the goal and Welsh with the assist 38 seconds into the third period. And attempt for a goaltender on a tough angled shot like that in the corner. How tough is it to kind of corral that thing without it bouncing off you and going out in front?
Okay, so that's one instance. He chose a poor angle to come down and kind of laid his pad flat. When he did that, it kind of gave it a 45-degree angle to go out to, and Laverriere just buried it from there. So poor decision.
Lions win the face-off, and they'll get it out to center ice. Riley McKay skates into the right side, drops it out for Gay. He takes a shot. That one's blocked away by Bartley. Grizzlies getting out towards center ice. Would be icing, but gets to the goal line. Racing after it's the Lions. They'll feed it over to Brodeur in the far corner. Lions get it out towards center ice. Pass connected. And lifting it high into the air is McKay. It bounces in the Grizzlies zone as Gay tried to center it towards Beauregard. Utah takes it away. Penner ahead to Walker. Left wing pass to Strong. Cam skates towards the left circle. Takes a shot and it goes wide. He tried to go low on DeRosier. Might have been looking for a direction out in front with the angle he took. Lions skate towards the left corner. Kolatarchi delivers a big hit. Martin over there as well. And behind the net, puck nudges towards William LeBlanc. He'll feed it to the left point. Now around to Beauregard behind the net. They'll skate towards the right corner. Beauregard being shadowed by Martin. Fakes it to Welsh. Now right point. Beauregard with a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound out in front, but Garrett holds on. Good job by the Grizzlies. Joey Kolatarchi boxing out William LeBlanc. I think from one year to the next, Joey Kolatarchi's really made big strides as a defenseman. He played a lot of forward last season. Great job by him boxing out LeBlanc.
Great way to be ready, play one way or the other, depending on what the coach needs and depending on injury situation or anything else. So, kudos to him for being ready to mentally play either way.
Looks like James Phelan was added an assist on the Laverriere goal 38 seconds in. Grizzlies captain Connor McDonald got hurt late in the second period. We haven't seen him since. He's in the locker room right now. Grizzlies win the draw in their own zone. Wright will feed it across. Bouncing puck goes past Thomas. He'll hit it off of Jonathan Jonette. Grizzlies still in their own zone. Get it poked away. Puck along the end wall of the Grizzlies zone. 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Grizzlies come out with it. Utah skates towards center ice. Secco skates down the middle. He'll throw it to the right wing. And the Lions poke it away. Touched up by Sekos on a delayed offside. As the draw comes back to neutral ice with 16:37 left in the third. It's the Lions 4 and the Grizzlies 3. Don't forget the Black Friday special continues tomorrow. 50% off all tickets. So if you buy 2 tickets, it's essentially a buy one, get one free. Get them at UtahGrizzlies.com/Black Friday. And starting Monday, the Grizzlies will have a special offer for Cyber Monday go to UtahGrizzlies.com. If you click on that Black Friday link, you'll see some of the details of the Cyber Monday deal, which will be available starting on Monday. Grizzlies win the draw at neutral ice. Thomas rolls it around the boards. It's in the right corner of the Lions zone. John Parker Jones will nudge it ahead. The Lions will flip it out to the Grizzlies zone. Utah picks it off. As Fitz dumps it towards Robinson. Battle along the slot. Now Jamison with a shot. Saved by DeRosier. As he broke free in the right circle and was able to spin one across. 3-on-3. Lions skate into Grizzlies territory and dump it in from neutral ice. Grizzlies getting out towards Fitz. Parker Jones with a shot that deflects off the stick of Nilsson. Metcalf covers up, and wait, it's not about John Parker Jones. He was in the right point. Didn't even look like he took a full swing at it, and it got out Metcalf in a hurry. I don't know. You think about being like a hockey scout, but I'd say if I were scouting this series, I would recommend 95 in white to whatever team I'm scouting for.
Well, he's got that long stick, and he dangles it out so far, and then he just kind of leans on it, and that puck just jumps right off that blade.
And for a guy that's 6'7" and 230, he moves around pretty well for that size.
Surprisingly, yeah, we saw a series against Idaho last year where their bigger guys were the biggest liability.
Yeah, Grizzlies win the draw. That's why Idaho added some speed, and they're off to an amazing start. Grizzlies at neutral ice. Martin ahead to Bartley. He skates towards the corner. He collides with Olivier Galipo. Galipo gets the puck. He's got an A on his sweater, as does Matthew Brodeur. Cedric Momini is their captain. Left point, Penner keeps it in, spins it along the wall. Sekos and Fitz are the assistant captains, and Connor McDonald, who's in the locker room right now, is wearing the C. As Billick out to neutral ice, collides around center ice with Bartley. As Billick gets the puck, and he'll bounce it into the left corner. Martin chases after it. Bryson surveys, a former third-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres, throws it behind the net, and falling down was Utah. Martin gets it back, and that was Cam Strong who got back to his feet. You could tell Strong didn't like it as he had a word for himself as he now skates off the ice. Up ahead to Sekos as Zach to neutral ice skates down the middle. He'll step over the line, veer off to the right. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Grizzlies towards the corner, right. Around the net for Sekos, who's behind it. Sekos tries to feed it out in front for right. Lions come up with it, and they throw it to the corner. Sekos thought he got hit up high, no call. Sekos around the net, wrap around, shot safe. The shot by Wright goes over the crossbars. He was diving out in the slot. As the Lions still in their own zone, Nicholas Gay, number 91, will feed it to the near side for Brodeur. He'll throw a blue line to blue line pass to Stapley. Stapley skates into the right corner. He centers it, and the Lions couldn't get a shot off. Good defensive play by Dakota Raby, cutting it out in front. He'll throw it towards Nielsen. Lions make a line change 5.5 minutes into the third. Trois-Rivieres leads 4-3. Pouncey dumps it in. DeRosier behind his net will feed it to the far side. And it goes out to center ice. DeRosier's played here in this building many times as a member of the Idaho Steelheads. Pouncey at center ice dumps it in from the left wing. DeRosier behind his net plays it. As the Lions skate from left to right. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. As Phelan gets around Thomas in the right corner. He looks to center to hit the side of the net. Robinson wins a foot race with Parker Jones as it goes back to the right side. And taking a shot that goes wide is Alex Breton as it rolls towards the left corner. Grizzlies clear it out to center. It will be icing if it gets to the goal line. DeRosier will play it in front of his net. He'll throw an outlet pass that ricochets off the near boards. And it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Bartley will feed it out to Colatarchi. Joey gets it out to center ice. Grizzlies from the left side. Johnny Walker will skate across the line. Now Strong around the net. Starting pass. Shot saved by DeRosier. Good pass by Strong to Penner out in front. The save was made by Trois-Rivieres. The puck still in play. DeRosier behind his net. We'll give it towards Brodeur. He'll spin it along for Stapley. He'll get it out to center ice. Chasing after it's Johnny Walker. About 13 minutes left in the third period. Walker skates down the middle. He'll skate towards the left circle. Now up top for Bartley. Takes a shot. Got redirected by Penner and goes wide. Martin over towards the corner. He gets to Raby. Raby over towards Walker. It glanced off a Lions stick. Bartley kept it in the left point. Bartley tries to feed it to Walker out in front. Lions got a stick in the way as the puck flew to the right corner. Raby in the corner skates towards the point. Raby now will skate towards his left in the high slot. Now he's in the left point. Raby towards the left circle. Kind of doing his best Trey Bradley impersonation from last year. Big time hit in the corner. Oh, they're going to call a penalty on Penner. And the whistle blows. William LeBlanc gets up and wants to push Tyler Penner. Santino Centorami getting after it with somebody. There's a big time hit in the corner. Looked like Penner delivered it, and the official standing right there made a call. 12:38 left in the third period. Trois-Rivieres is going to be on the power play when we come back. Lions lead 4-3 as Penner is going to go to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. This is Utah Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard as Trois-Rivieres leads 4-3. Tyler Penner is in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for interference. And Tim, this is a big-time penalty kill upcoming. Grizzlies certainly need to have it as the Lions have a 1-goal lead. Draws in the left circle. Cedric Momeni, all he's done is score big goals against the Grizzlies in the past, and that's certainly going to be a big one here. 4-3 Lions, 12:38 left in the third. And the draw won by Utah. They bounce it off a defenseman and goes out to center ice. Brett Stapley will run back into his own zone as the Lions set up the attack. Stapley skates into the left side. He'll fire it off the boards. Cole Tarchi will gather it and clear it all the way out. 12 minutes left in the third. 4-3 Lions. They skate around DeRosier's net. Alex Breton skates across center ice. He's got good speed. He'll feed it to the right side for Stapley. But the looks like a penalty is going to be called. Arm is raised, but it was the referee and not the linesman. Penalty is going to be on the Lions as Colin Billick arguing the call. John Parker Jones as well. It looks like it's John Parker Jones who goes to the box with 12:11 left in the third. Interference to the call time, a penalty, 7:49. So it was just a 27-second power play for the Lions. And the power play ends and we skate 4-on-4. Oh, no, we got to get at Guy Carenza here. He called it a power play. We're skating 4-on-4. Skates towards the right side.
Poor guy. I'll just add it to the list, right?
Draw one by Utah Nilsson in the right point. As Nilsson fakes a shot. Now he takes one as he bounces off the boards. Grizzlies out in front. Reflects off a stick and Trois-Rivieres skates around the net. Even strength, so they don't just clear it out. Beauregard at center ice. Right wing, he'll dump it to the corner after crossing center ice. McKay in the corner collides with a Grizzly. As Trois-Rivieres tries to break free. Up top for Welsh. He'll take a shot. Save. Rebound shot. Metcalf covers up. As Trois-Rivieres, Riley McKay was out in front looking for a rebound, but Garrett made both saves.
That was a good save by Garrett, flaring out both those legs and giving that puck absolutely nowhere to go. And nice job by not giving any other rebounds or any other opportunities.
Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. You almost think with a 4-on-4 situation that, somebody's going to score in those type of spots, especially with the ice opening up. The Grizzlies, you talk about two teams that have a lot of speed. I think that, it wouldn't be surprising if you see a goal here in the next minute 8 while both teams are skating 4-on-4. Grizzlies win the draw. Victor Bartley's had a lot of ice time. He gets pinned along the far side and gets the puck taken away from him. Walsh on the right side feeds it across. And they look to fire it out in front. Breton tried to feed it out in front towards LeBlanc, and it bounced off LeBlanc and goes to the far corner. Grizzlies still in their own zone. Get it to Bartley. Victor in the corner gets held up. Now another line skates towards the corner. Pouncey in the area. Puck glides towards Utah. Dakota Raby back behind his net has the puck. Grizzlies spread the ice almost as if it's a 3-on-3 overtime situation. They want to be methodical with their approach. Keaton Jamison around the net. So he'll skate towards the far side. He'll feed it across towards Pouncey. Kyle gets it off the boards. Looks to center it out in front. Shot to score! What a pass by Kyle Pouncey! Pouncey, he found a cutter out in front of the net. The Grizzlies have tied it up at 4. What a play as Kyle Pouncey was on the near wing boards. Centered it to Keaton Jamison, and Jamison with just a one-time tap as he extended the stick and got it past Philip DeRosier. That's Jamison's second goal of the season. That's just what the doctor ordered for Utah. Boy, when you see a play like that, you got to think to yourself, now that is Grizzlies hockey. Did Jamison even get a piece of it? There's a Lion out in front. Jamison gets fired up. What a play to tie it up with 11:03 left in the third.
Nothing DeRosier could have done on that.
Jamison with the goal. The assists go to Dakota Raby and Kyle Pouncey. Pouncey making the feed out in front as we're tied at 4. It's anybody's game. Nielsen, left point around the boards. Gets off the stick and goes to the right point. As Riley McKay gets it. They'll make that Gay. Gay skates towards the left circle. Take a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Gay gets the rebound. He gets hit by Martin. Puck glides towards Metcalf. That's taken by Nielsen. Grizzlies are back at full strength. They're on the power play the next 22 seconds. As Cameron right to the left side. Gets around to Skater. Right towards the side. Takes a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Net gets dislodged as Johnny Walker was out in front battling with Centerami. Wright would have had a good look from the right side if the net didn't get dislodged. 10:25 left in the third. They'll put the net back in place. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw.
Channeling your inner Nostradamus there about having a goal score in the next minute there.
You almost had a feeling that something was going to happen there. Somebody was going to score a goal. I think from the Grizzlies' perspective, trying to end a losing streak, I think everybody's just fortunate that it was the Grizzlies that came on the right end of that one. Great play by Kyle Pouncey. He's made some great plays in this homestand. Draw at neutral ice is won by the Grizzlies. Bryson Martin will skate in late in the Grizzlies' abbreviated power play. Bartley back in his own zone. 5 seconds left in the power play. Right wing pass towards Johnny Walker. He got redirected. No icing as the puck is in the corner. As John Parker Jones out of the penalty box. And Trois-Rivieres will sell it all the way down towards Garrett Metcalf. He'll hand it off to Bartley. Victor will throw a hot pass out to Strong. Strong enters. Throws to Walker. Walker tries to feed it out in front. It glanced off the stick and goes towards Gallipo. He skates towards the corner and nudges ahead to Nicholas Gay. He crosses center ice 3-on-3. He'll throw it to the left point, back to Gay. He'll throw it to Stapley. Stapley still looking for his first goal this season. He'll cut around the net. Stops. Feathers it out in front. Bartley picked it off. Grizzlies get it out towards Cam Strong. It glanced off his stick. Strong regathers it. Fires towards DeRosier. DeRosier makes an easy save as the shot was taken from around center ice. Pass to center ice is picked off as Jamison, who scored the game-tying goal, 8:57 in, had to get around the line as the puck is in the Lions' corner. Welch will feed it over to the near side as the Lions will tap it deep in the Grizzlies' zone. Chasing after it's Riley McKay. In the corner, he collides with Kolatarchi. Kolatarchi holds up McKay. Another Grizzly skates over there and takes the puck. Lions push him deeper into the corner. They tried to feed it up top for Centerami, taken by Jones. And he'll throw a cross-ice pass picked up by Kolatarchi. He'll throw it to Robinson. Robinson skates towards the left side, takes a lefty shot. Oh, they got blocked now out in front. Where's the puck? DeRosier has it covered. 8:50 left in the third. Good effort by Neil Robinson. Joey Kolatarchi made a really nice play in the Grizzlies zone that kind of started that action. Back across towards the Lions zone.
I like the way that they're playing a little bit on tilted ice now. It seems like we've got Trois-Rivieres on their heel a little bit. Their defense playing a little bit back. Their wings are making that in that position where they're having to make a decision. Do I charge up? Do I play back? And this is right where you want to be when you're Grizzlies trying to get that score to go one up.
It's about as well as the Grizzlies have played all homestands. This is game 5 of the homestand. They played really well here in the third period. Utah wins the draw. Nielsen will feather a shot in that goes wide. Might have been an intentional one to try to see if they can get it in deep. As Jones will get it out to center ice. Nielsen regathers it. Andrew, the Grizzlies' leading scorer. He'll flip it high into the air, deep into the Lions zone. It bounces off the corner on one hop. We get a whistle. And I think Nielsen dumped it in from Grizzlies territory, so it's going to be icing, and the draw is going to come back towards the Lions zone. anybody's game here, game 2 of the 3-game set. Don't forget the series will conclude on Sunday afternoon, 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. Beauregard will take the draw for the Lions against Sekos. Sekos wins it. Grizzlies throw it out to neutralize. Raby gets hit at center ice by Welsh. Fans wanted interference call, none to be had. As the Lions, deep in their own zone, skate towards the near wall, and they'll backhand it out to center ice. Bouncing puck corralled by Kolatarchi, who skates towards the Grizzlies bench. Throws it towards Beauregard, and he taps it into the Lions bench with 8:15 left in the third period. Draw's going to be at center ice. Victor Bartley's played a ton of minutes. Kolatarchi moving back to a defensive role for the third period as Connor McDonald. Now it looks like the draw is going to be closer to the Lions zone, near the Lions bench. Penner's played a pretty good game. He takes this face off. Johnny Walker and Anthony Beauregard exchange some words. Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman, has to break them up. Nolan Blyer is one of those guys. He'll be quick to blow the whistle. So he gives Johnny Walker a word and a warning. Beauregard taking the face-off against Penner. And the draw won by the Lions. Wichita in the white jerseys with blue numbers will spread the ice. Breton will throw it towards Beauregard. He tapped it in, says Colin Kleinendorf. And no icing as he got a piece of it as Martin throws it towards Strong. Now to Walker along the far side. He'll get it ahead to Strong. Strong on the right side gains the line. Will bouncing off the skate of Bartley over to the right corner. Bartley around the net looking for Penner. Tyler's already got one goal tonight. So he'll skate towards the left side. Get it to Strong. Strong with the center. It hit off of Walker's stick back to Strong in the corner. Strong battling with Beauregard. Puck ends up rolling along the near wall as Colin Billick will throw it out to center ice where it's regathered by Martin. Bryson peels back into his own zone. He'll throw it to the center ice logo for Strong, who feeds it to the left side for Penner. Penner steps over the line as he's battling with Welch. 3 Lions and Penner over there. As Penner's able to get it to the offensive corner. Robinson skates over there. Penner at the end of his shift comes off. Lions lift it from blue line to blue line. It bounces to Kolatarchi. Joey drops it off. Grizzlies skate around. As Jamison towards center ice hits off a stick. Lions enter the zone to the left side. Kolatarchi pokes it back to center ice. Lions dump it back in. Metcalf behind his net will play it. He'll give it to Kolatarchi, who will outlet it ahead. Grizzlies. Dylan Fitz in neutral ice. Feeds it across. Thomas on the left side nudges ahead towards Jamison. Pass didn't connect. Lions towards center ice. Fitz picks it off. Dylan skates in. He gets around a skater. That's going to be a penalty. Jamison looked to get it back to Fitz. Lions picked it off and touched it up. Dylan Fitz got tripped up as he was entering the offensive zone from the right side, and a penalty is called. Fitz drew that penalty with his effort. And going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cells, Philippe Bureau-Bly. Time of penalty, well, there's 6:42 left in regulation. Lions have outshot the Grizzlies 31-23. And we talked about special teams possibly playing the deciding factor. We got a tie game, and we got a special team opportunity here for the Grizzlies.
How about that blue-collar effort by Fitz to draw that penalty? Just never give up and got that little opening and forced his opponent to kind of trip him or slow him down.
Draw won by the Lions as Brodeur will nudge it ahead towards Gay. Nelson kept it in the left point. They'll feed it across towards Sekos. They'll skate towards the right circle, centers it to Sekos. Center score! Dakota Raby centered it to Zach Sekos, who put it away. No, they waved it off. Referee waved it off. They'll go to video replay, I believe. Referee waved off the goal. Grizzlies argue the play. Raby centered it to Sekos. Johnny Walker arguing his case. The referee tells Johnny Walker to go to the bench. The referee is going to have a word with, I believe, Zach Sekos. The goal is disallowed. And the fans voice their displeasure with 6:26 left in the third. The Lions captain, Cedric Momini, will skate over towards center ice to get his word in. It looked like the Grizzlies had taken a lead, and the goal was disallowed as Raby centered it to Sekos, who put it away. Would have been his 8th goal of the season. I don't know why they don't just look at it on video replay. And it looks like they are going to take an extra look at it. Nolan Boyer is going to get out the tablet, and he'll get a second look at this thing.
That's the right thing to do with only 6:26 left. At least you have the courtesy of, having it verified or not, and taking a look at it.
So they'll take an extra look at it. I don't know if we're going to get a look here on the video board because obviously, with the crowd maybe deciding a factor there if they see one way or another. Obviously, they're going to, Grizzlies fans here are going to think it's a goal. And could it be goaltender interference? There was some action out in front there. I can't think of anything else because obviously it looked like a pretty good, it looked like a good goal and a nice centering pass. So maybe goaltender interference.
It could be. Put it this way, there's nothing obvious, at least from our angle.
Now, remember, the call on the ice is a no goal, so they've got to find something that says that it was a goal to change the call. So who knows what they're looking at, and I think it's one of those where the call on the ice is probably going to be the deciding factor on whether they, keep it or change it. And they're going to have to find something obvious to change it. Otherwise, they're going to go with what they called on the ice, and what they called was no goal.
Judging by DeRossier's reaction, it didn't seem like he had an initial problem with it. So if his goaltender reaction or goaltender interference, I'd expect the reaction.
Let's see. Blair comes out. He signals a good goal. Grizzlies take a 5-4 lead. Now Nolan Blair is going to skate towards the interim head coach, Marc-Andre Bergeron. He called it a no goal. Now they show a replay. Raby centered it over to Sekos. It would have been goaltender interference as Johnny Walker is in the crease. He was pretty close to it at least. Walker is battling one-on-one with a Lion. That's what they were looking at. The initial call, I believe, was goaltender interference with Walker out in front. After looking it over, I think he's determined that Walker didn't get a piece of it, or didn't get a piece of DeRosier, at least enough to make a call. As they show a couple replays on the video board. Walker was really close to DeRosier. I think from the angle Nolan Blair had the referee that he thought that Walker had interfered with him. They went and looked at it, and he determined it to be a good goal. Sekos gets the goal as Utah leads 5-4. Utah wins the draw. Robinson skates in. He gets hit by Connor Welsh. As there's 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third. Jamison centers it. Lions pick it off. Now Fitz on the left side. He'll take a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Rebound goes to the Lions. As Billicle bounced off the boards, Bartley trying to keep it in. Now Jamison with a shot that goes wide from the left wing. Rolls around towards Alex Breton. He'll try to feed it to Beauregard. Fitz picked it off. Now Jamison dumps it in as DeRosier cuts it off behind his net. Lions skating from left to right. 5:47 left here in the third and counting. As the Lions will dump it in as it rolls around the boards. Battling on the right circle. Sekos cuts off the Lions pursuit and James Phelan. Now Raby crosses center ice and dumps it in. Chasing after it's Cameron Wright. DeRosier behind his net. He'll nudge it towards the right corner as it hits off of John Parker Jones. He'll nudge it across. Lions 3-on-4 cross center ice. Phelan dumps it in as it hits off the Chartway sign along the end wall of the Grizzlies zone. Puck back towards center Romney. He'll feed it across. Left wing shot. And that one gets blocked away by Metcalf. Out towards the left side. Sekos gets it across to Nilsson. Andrew in the corner. Will survey. He'll toss it towards the blue line. Strong gets hit pretty hard by John Parker Jones. Boy, that was a big-time hit, and Strong's slow to get up with an even 5 minutes left in the third period. So they stop play, and Strong will glide slowly towards the bench. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, will look over him. Timeout on the ice. We're back in 1 minute as Utah leads 5-4. Zach Sekos with a power play goal, 13:34 in. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, Surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them, like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Five minutes even left in the third period. As the Grizzlies lead 5-4. Zach Sekos with a power play goal and a centering pass from Dakota Raby, 13:34, and it was Utah's third power play goal of the game. We're skating 5-on-5 draw in the Grizzlies zone. Utah wins it. Nilsson will throw it towards Raby. It hits him in the back. Right at center ice will dump it in from the left wing. Drosier behind his net will give it towards Gallipo, who overskated it. Raby behind the net gets taken away by Gay. Now Raby gets it back. Gets poked back towards Gay. As the Lions will feed it across now out to center ice. Stapley at center ice will gather it. He'll throw it towards the slot, the high slot. Utah poked it back to center ice. Grizz looking to end a 5-game losing streak. Trois-Rivieres won 5 in a row, and they're looking to make it 6. 4.5 minutes left in the third period. Lions out to center ice. McKee will throw it ahead. Gay skates along the left circle and takes a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound bounces off of Gay and goes towards the right side. McKay collides with Colatarchi. Both guys look at each other, but we play on. Walker crosses center ice. Johnny will bounce it off the stick. It rolls towards DeRosier, who plays it just to the side of his net and feeds it to the far side. As the Lions skating from left to right will feed a blue line to blue line pass. It taps off the stick of Momeni and flies out of the zone and out of play into section 117, where a fan comes away with a souvenir over in row 7. I wish we could get a souvenir puck up here, take home a game puck. That's one of those things you go home and that's a memory you're never going to forget. Hey, look at me. I got a game puck. That's one of those that's going to be talked about. The first thing you do when you get the puck is you look at it for about 10 minutes.
Right.
That puck is going to be shown around the row there. That's one of those collector's items.
It lives in family history forever. Do you remember the one time we went to the game and you got a puck?
Some of those great memories, though. That's what brings you back time and time again. Draws in the Grizzly zone. Utah wins the faceoff. Less than 4 minutes left in regulation. Sekos battling with Beauregard along the right side. Now Breton skates towards the slot. He takes a shot. Glove saved by Metcalf, and Garrett holds on with 3:48 left in regulation. Like Garrett's really settled in after stopping only 11 of 14 in the first period. He's played a pretty good game.
Keeping everything out in front of him, that's a measure of whether a goaltender, is struggling or not. And it's fun to see him where he's coming out and challenging and he's pushing his, the blocker and glove and everything out in front of him. And he's got it rather than being pulled and kind of being forced by the play to react. He's out there challenging the play and watch it happen in front of him.
Draws in the left circle. Lions have a slight edge in the faceoff battle here tonight. Lions win the draw. They skate towards the slot, and he gets poked away by Jamison. Now it rolls towards the middle. Lions take a righty shot, and it goes high over the crossbar, taken by Billick. As the puck ends up on the left side, Breton couldn't keep it in as it was a bouncing puck and tough to handle. Grizzlies 2-on-1. Strong over to the left side, couldn't handle. I tried to feather it out in front of Penner. Penner back towards Strong. Cam in the left corner. Gets over to Penner. Jamison with a shot. Saved by DeRosier. Puck ends up squirting towards the right point. As Bartley over towards Jamison. I try to feather it out and across to Penner, and it goes wide. As Martin feeds it to the middle. Trois-Rivieres picked it off. About 3 minutes left in regulation. Utah leads 5-4. Grizzlies have 9 goals over the last 2 games. As is Phelan. Over towards Brodeur. He enters the zone. Leverrier over to the right side. He gets poked away by Wright out to center ice. And the Lions dump it back in. Nilsson throws it out to center ice. Hits off of Sekos' stick and flies over to DeRosier, who gloves it. And he'll drop it immediately, not to get a quick whistle. Puck along the near wing boards. Leverrier back in his own zone. He'll skate back to his far corner, and he'll start the attack as the Lions want to see if they can enter the offensive zone with some momentum. 2.5 minutes left in regulation. Utah leads 5-4. Lions skate down the middle. They'll throw it out to the left side at center ice. Tapped off a stick. Fitz will throw it back into the Grizzly zone. Utah has it as Nilsson will ricochet off the near wall. Out to neutralize. Welsh will feed it across. Lions get it out towards Phelan. He gets hit by Pouncey. Taking it's Jones. He gets poked away by Raby. As the puck is at the Utah line, Fitz gets it. He skates towards center ice from the left wing and dumps it in. Rossier behind his net. And now he'll give it towards Centerami, wearing number 58. They'll feed it across. Lions get it out to Grizzlies territory, and it flies off the glass in the far corner, rolls back to the right corner on the near side. As Centerami from the right point gets it. Net's empty on the Trois-Rivieres side, far side. 1:45 left in the third. Lions, Matt towards Beauregard. He's in the left circle. He looked to center it towards Stapley. Grizzlies clear it out. The Trois-Rivieres net is empty. 1:30 left in regulation. Utah makes a full line change. Lions throw it out to Stapley. He gains the line and dumps it into the left corners. It bounced off the Metcalf. Bartley over in the area. McKay over there as well. Raby battling Nielsen along with 3 Lions. Lions will throw it over to the left point. It exits the zone. Olivier Gallipo has to run it down. He'll throw it across towards Breton. Breton will throw it to Stapley. Utah picks it off, but couldn't quite handle it to get a shot off. Gallipo will throw it towards Breton. Goes past him, hits off the linesman. 1 minute left in the third period. As Beauregard back in his own zone, he gets slashed by Walker. No call. Beauregard skates down the middle, crosses center ice. He enters his zone, throws the left wing pass to Stapley. He'll throw it to Gallipo, take a shot. I got redirected. Lines with a shot that goes wide. That was Billick. Now Billick tries to feed it out in front. Pass goes wide to the point. 40 seconds left. Lines with a shot that's blocked. Grizzlies clear it out. They throw it towards the empty net, but it's going to go wide. No icing as yet. Redirected on the way. Grizzlies make a line change. Half a minute left. Utah leads 5-4. As it goes over to Stapley. Stapley skates in. He'll throw it to the right circle. Picked off by Penner. As it bounces off of Raby. Stapley will throw it to the left side. Now to Centerami. He'll take a shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes out to the far corner. 17 seconds left. Grizzlies get it. They fire towards the empty net. And it goes just wide. Wright was looking for the empty netter, and it goes just wide with 14 seconds left. Icing is the call. Action's going to come back into the Grizzlies zone.
Is this where you take your timeout if you're Trois-Rivieres?
I think you really have no choice. You got that one timeout, and you got 14 seconds left, and that's what it looks like. Marc-Andre Bergeron in his second game as head coach, he's gonna take his timeout. Ryan Kanasowicz and his assistant Jared Pike are going to look things over as well. What a great bit of action there. Lions had, some chances. Metcalf made a couple big saves there. And, the Grizzlies just need to win one more face-off to get the victory to end this 5-game losing streak.
I like how aggressive the Grizzlies were trying to pressure anybody who had the puck versus coming in and just, we're absorb the next shot. Like, we're going to challenge anything and every little bit of real estate in this side of the blue line.
Ryan Kanasowicz talks with his unit as the Grizzlies looking for their first win in the homestand. Good Saturday night crowd. Seen a good game here tonight. The most entertaining game so far, I think, of the home slate, of the home schedule this season. Draws in the left circle. 14.4 seconds left in regulation. Lions crouch down low. High drama here at Maverik Center. Penner takes the face-off and he wins it. Grizzlies spin it along the near wall. Kipping it in is Beauregard. He'll throw it towards the goal line. Gets poked away. Raby fires towards the empty net. And it's going to go wide. And no icing on the play. That's going to be a Grizzlies victory. Right around the net. Doesn't get a shot off. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 5-4. There is no doubt about it. As Zach Sekos got the game winner with 13 with about 6.5 minutes left in regulation. Sekos with the game winner. He'll be the number one star. Dakota Raby with an outstanding pass out in front. It was originally whistled a no goal. They went to video replay, and the goal counted as we get some pushing after the whistle as Cameron Wright talking things over. Looks like a Grizzly and Lion want to square up over on the far side. That gets the fans fired up, and the fans head home happy as the Grizzlies' 5-game losing streak comes to an end. Trois-Rivieres' 5-game winning streak comes to an end. And it looks like a couple of the big lines are unhappy. John Parker Jones in particular, as the linesman is personally escorting him towards the bench and to the locker room. High fives all around the Grizzlies bench as they come away with the victory. 5-4 the final score. It was a very balanced attack. But Tim, the deciding factor in this game, 3 power play goals, including the game winner that was scored by Zach Sekos, 13:34 in. Garrett Metcalf gets his 4th victory of the season as the Grizzlies' record goes to 7-8. Everybody goes to congratulate Garrett Metcalf on a job well done. He stopped 30 of 34. He allowed 3 goals in the first period, but he really settled in and played a nice game. as the lights flicker on and off to celebrate the Grizzlies' victory. As the Grizz salute their great fans here at Maverik Center on second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Zach Sekos scored the game winner. And remember, you can bid on that Zach Sekos game-winning jersey, the game-worn jersey, which is on the Dash Auction app. The auction will end at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So you've got 12 minutes to go to the Dash Auction app and bid on Zach Sekos' jersey or Dakota Rabies or any of the Grizzlies players that were out there tonight. You can get a Garrett Metcalf game-worn jersey. As Grisby waves the flag at neutral ice, Grizzlies losing streak ends, and they head to the locker room happy. And Tim, I think that was certainly needed, especially for morale to get one here on the homestand. And the Grizzlies put together a great effort, and we talked about it going into the third period. Special teams indeed did play the deciding factor in this game.
Yep, and you called it. That's the type of effort it was going to take, and the special teams, it was nice to see our power play kind of wake up and take over and be what it could be, and we know what it can be. It was nice to see it go out and execute, and honestly, to the defensive pressure that we put on in the third period, I think was also part of that deciding factor. Never letting them the opportunity to get established or any time of possession in the offensive zone beyond what was reasonable.
I think for the Grizzlies, it had to be a team effort. It wasn't just going to be one guy going out and scoring 4 or 5 points tonight. Think about goals from 5 different players. Victor Bartley had 2 assists tonight. So did Dakota Raby. The 3 stars of the game are being announced. As announced by Tony Parks. Victor Bartley, who had 2 assists tonight. He had 1 shot. I thought he played a good game, and he had to play a lot of minutes as we didn't see Connor McDonald in the third period. Bartley tossed the T-shirt into section 125. Keaton Jameson's the number 2 star tonight. Jameson scored the game-tying goal, 8:57 in on a beautiful pass from Kyle Pouncey. Number 1 star with the game winner, Zach Sekos, who now has a team-leading 8 goals this season. Sekos salutes the great fans here at Maverik Center. Utah is now even up the series, and they can take the 3-game set for the victory tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. And for a team that, lost 5 in a row, this was certainly much needed, for a club that's used to winning, having that 5-game losing streak. But Zach Sekos and company came through tonight.
I'll tell you, that locker room's going to have a much different tone than it has the last 5 games going in there right now. A lot of bit of relief and excitement, and now you can even take the series if you wanted to tomorrow.
Trois-Rivieres' record falls to 7-1. The Grizzlies' record climbs to 7-8. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll have the post-game report as Utah's a winner tonight, 5-4. This is Utah Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Grizzlies are victorious tonight, 5-4 over the Trois-Rivieres Lions to even up the best-of-3 series. The rubber match will be tomorrow afternoon, 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. Grizzlies scored first tonight. They are now 5-2 this season when scoring first. Andrew Nilsson lit the lamp, 3:59 into the first period. Zach Sekos and Cameron Wright with the assist. That's one of 3 power play goals by the Grizzlies tonight. Trois-Rivieres got a power play goal of their own, 6:37 into the first. John Parker Jones with his 6th of the season. He's got 3 goals through 2 games in this series. Alex Breton and Brett Stapley with the assists. Lions took a 2-1 lead as Riley McKay scored 10:51 into the first. Nicholas Gay and Philippe Bureau-Bly with the assists. Tyler Penner tied it up 12-11 into the first with his 2nd of the year as he got a rebound off a Dylan Fitz shot. Fitz and Bartley with the assist, and that tied it up at 2. 2.5 minutes later, 14:30 into the first, Anthony Beauregard got his 6th of the year. Stapley and Breton with the assists. Lions led 3-2 after 1 period. Bryson Martin got a power play goal, 10:58 into the second. Victor Bartley and Neil Robinson with the assist. The score was tied at 3 after 2 periods. In the third, Utah outshot Trois-Rivieres 11-10. Lions took a 4-3 lead as Nicholas Leverrier scored 38 seconds into the third. Welsh and Phelan with the assists. Keaton Jamison tied it up on a 4-on-4 goal. Puck ended up with Penner on the left side near the boards. He just centered it out in front to Jamison, and Jamison just kind of extended his stick and tapped it past DeRosier on a beautiful-looking play. Jamison got his second goal of the season. Pouncey and Dakota Raby with the assist. That was Raby's first of 2 assists in the third period. Raby got the main assist, 13:34 into the third. Grizzlies were on the power play. Raby was out just to the left of DeRosier, centered it to Sekos. Sekos scored. Originally it was listed as a no goal. The referee thought that Johnny Walker interfered with DeRosier, the goaltender. Walker, pleaded his case, saying he didn't get a piece of DeRosier. It was close. They went to video replay, and it determined that Walker did not interfere with DeRosier. Walker was in a one-on-one battle in front of DeRosier with the defenseman. The goal counted. Zach Sekos' team leading 8th of the year. Raby and Nilsson with the assist. How about Andrew Nilsson on the power play? That's 2 more power play points tonight. He now has 12 power play points in the season, which leads the league. He's got 1 power play goal and 11 power play assists. He got the secondary assist on the Sekos goal. And what do you say? The Grizzlies really held strong over the last 6.5 minutes, holding on to the 5-4 lead. Garrett Metcalf in particular in that third period was outstanding as he earns his 4th victory of the season. He goes to 4-1. Philip DeRosier stopped 21 of 26 in net for the Lions. His record falls to 0-4-1 as he's gotten off to a slow start this season. We got Guy Carenza hanging out with us. Maybe we'll talk with Guy later on in the post-game show and get his thoughts on what the experience of being the PA announcer was like tonight. But, Tim, it was certainly a big-time effort by the Grizzlies power play, which went 3 for 7 tonight. Trois-Rivieres went 2 for 6. And the Grizzlies certainly needed that victory after losing 5 straight, and they were able to get it on a strong defensive effort in the third period.
Yeah, we called that. We were wondering how the Grizzlies were going to respond after that second intermission. 15 seconds into it, Bartley on the Parker Jones hit down here and just absolutely lays them out. And then kind of set the tone for going forward at the 16-minute mark. When there's 16 minutes left to go in the second period, you just saw all kind of efforts start coming out of the woodwork. By that time, we were down 1, but Jamison working to anything he could for a shot. Wright, Raby, Penner, and then Penner ended up with the penalty, but then Parker Jones quickly negated that with his interference, and that ultimately is what cost him the game on that. But to hold off that last little bit and those initial, the thrusts or the pressure that they were, desperately trying to, provide and throw everything they could at Garrett. But the whole team stood in and, the back check by Raby and even Penner coming back to help on D. And that's what it took, a solid team effort. And that's how they did it.
One negative, Connor McDonald got hurt in the second period. We certainly hope the Grizzlies captain's okay, but we'll have to see. Obviously, he got hurt in the second period. We didn't see him in the third. So Joey Colatarchi, who was playing forward, turned into a defenseman, and I thought Joey played an outstanding third period. And for the Grizzlies, you had to set a physical tone. And really, once the Grizzlies had that 1-goal lead, winning faceoffs. The Grizzlies won 12 faceoffs in the third period. Trois-Rivieres won 6. Scoring chances in the third, Grizzlies had 7. Trois-Rivieres had 7. So for the game, the Grizzlies ended up with 16 scoring chances to the Lions 17. So, the Lions had 17 scoring chances, but remember, 9 of those 17 came in the first period. So the Grizzlies got more good looks in the last 2 frames and come away with the victory. Tim, any final thoughts tonight as the Grizzlies' losing streak comes to an end?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thanks for my family that was watching. I don't know how many numbers they threw up, but it went out on the family channels. And thanks to my lovely wife who was able to help watch my special needs son to make this possible. And appreciate the opportunity, Tyson.
It's fun to see Guy Carenza as the PA announcer. I think he's declined an interview request here for the post-game show. But
no, I say we take
guys
it.
Here, I think we'll talk with Guy. Here is Tim will hand him the headset as he was the PA announcer tonight, and certainly an interesting experience for him here on a professional hockey game here on a Saturday night. Grizzlies get the 5-4 victory as Tim Broussard hands the mic off to Guy Carenza. It was the public address announcer tonight filling in for Chris Hagan. Guy, what was that experience like?
Oh, that's an experience like any other. Probably one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. That's unreal. And Grizzlies country was rocking tonight, especially in the third period. Unbelievable.
Now, that game-winning goal there was originally listed as a no goal. I think they might have called goaltender interference as Walker got pretty close to DeRosier. They went to video replay and turned it into a goal. And obviously, when you talk about a non-goal, you need to find a way to, have indisputable visual evidence. And they showed the replay after they credited Utah with the goal. And it looked like Walker got pretty close to DeRosier, but he didn't touch him. So the goal ended up counting. And that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, it was interesting, Tyson, being down there at the scorer's table, because I got to see the referees take a look at that in real time. And I remember they went over, they pulled out the tablet, they pulled out the iPad, and they started looking at the video there. And the one referee, the one guy was like, "Well, what do you see?" Talking to the other one, the head referee. I didn't catch his name tonight, but he's like, "Well, we have potential goalie interference right here." And the guy's like, "Well, I just don't see it." Whatever. And so they took a look at it and they looked it over and they were like, "Yeah, okay, I don't see it. That's a good point." And so they were able to overturn the call. They had that evidence that they needed to turn it over because they didn't find anything. And then they turned to us and they said, "All right, it's a good goal. We're going to go out. We're going to call it." And that ended up being the difference maker. With a crazy game. I think I saw it all this game.
First period in particular, it was a 3-2 game after one period, and it just seemed like we had so much action. Grizzlies really tightened up defensively in the second period. Martin made a really nice move, kind of hesitated a little bit, and then was able to fire away on DeRosier, kind of handcuffed DeRosier. Probably wasn't expecting a shot after Martin faked one. And then in the third period, it was almost like with the Grizzlies having lost 5 in a row, almost felt like you needed that great effort. You needed that, you needed a little bit of puck luck, and the Grizzlies were able to get a little bit of that in the third period and come away with the victory as their 5-game losing streak ends, and Trois-Rivieres' 5-game winning streak also comes to an end tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, I thought it was a complete effort throughout the whole team. I mean, you look at the shot count for Trois-Rivieres, they have 34 shots on the board, the Grizzlies 26. The Grizzlies, and we talked about it yesterday, who's going to be that finisher for the Grizzlies? Can they even finish? Can they get goals on the board? And they proved that they could tonight. I mean, 5 goals on 26 shots. That's a pretty impressive feat considering that they've had a tough go against Idaho in the goal department. They heated up a little bit last night. And then here we go, 5-4 tonight. And you're right, a good defensive effort all around, and especially after Connor McDonald left with the injury.
I wasn't all that far away from where you were.
Yeah, no, it was right close to me. And the thing is the penalty for Trois-Rivieres expired at that time, and it was a bang-bang play. And Connor was coming down to make a hit. They're coming along the boards, and they opened the door, and Connor, I think he hit that board just at the wrong angle. And
hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
But
just an unfortunate series of events there.
Grizzlies made a trade earlier today, picking up Aaron Tho, THOW, from the Norfolk Admirals. And if Connor isn't able to go, then I think even then, Tho might end up making his Grizzlies debut tomorrow afternoon. And the big thing about winning a game like this is that the series is on the line. You can win the 3-game series tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. DVR the football games and come out and watch some hockey. Series will be on the line. And, Guy, I think it was great to see the offense get going for the Grizzlies, who have now scored 9 goals in their last 2 games.
Yeah, of course, Tyson. That's the biggest joy tonight, is to see that the Grizzlies are putting goals on the board. And it was surprising considering Taryn Pfizer got called up today. So you thought that the Grizzlies might be lacking in the offensive department. No, that wasn't the case tonight. They were to put 5 goals on the board and get a big W tonight.
Tim and I were critiquing you the whole night. You did a great job. There was one time, though, when there was a penalty and it made it a 4-on-4, and you called it a power play.
See, the thing is I didn't see.
I think it was you didn't think about the first one
because I didn't even see him go to the penalty box. And because I was looking at the Lions player, and I was like, okay, 95 Parker Jones, and I looked down, checked to make sure, 95 is Parker Jones, and then I looked at the notes, saw it, called it, and power play, because I never saw Penner go to the box, and from my angle, I'm a shorter fella, so I couldn't see behind the two other people on the scorer's table. I did not see Tyler Penner at all, and so I made that call, and Rich down there, he was like, it's a 4-on-4, right? And I was like, crap.
Thanks, Rich.
I was like, okay, all right. But the Grizzlies scored on that 4-on-4, so.
And that was certainly
acted like
big.
It was a power play, so
I think maybe it was a little motivator. I think it's the second straight game the Grizzlies have scored on a 4-on-4. as they scored one on Friday. They now have four on four goals this season. So, you open up the ice a little bit, you get a team with a little bit of speed like the Grizzlies have. You end up capitalizing on those 4-on-4 situations, it seems like, more times than not. I think tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. We're starting to get a little bit more of an edge on how this setup works, and we even got the right laptop working. We're not using mine for tonight, and so hopefully everything went well. Hopefully we'll go back and review the tape and figure out how the audio sounded and all that stuff. But we had a lot of fun up here, and Guy, I don't know where you'll be tomorrow, but we'll have a lot of fun here on a Sunday afternoon.
I don't know where I'm going to be either, but whether it's here, down there, it's going to be great. Grizzlies are playing some great hockey, and that was a great game today, great game yesterday. It's a great series. These two teams get together. It's fun. We've never seen this before, so really fun. And as you mentioned before, it's eye candy. It's great hockey that the Lions and the Grizzlies are putting out. So get your tickets. Come on down to the Maverik Center, the Madhouse at the Maverik Center, and experience Grizzlies hockey because it's awesome.
Grizzlies get a 5-4 victory. Thanks for hanging out with us during the postgame show, Guy.
Thanks for having me.
That'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center. Once again, in 2 hours and 35 minutes and in front of 4,227 here on the second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Zach Sekos got the game winner, 13:36 in on a great pass from Dakota Raby. Andrew Nilsson just continues to produce on the power play. 2 power play points tonight. He had 1 goal and 1 assist, and he's been outstanding for the Grizzlies. He leads the league in power play points as well as power play assists. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon with the rubber match. Series is on the line. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. Trois-Rivieres won 6-4 last night, but tonight it's the Grizzlies getting a 5-4 victory. Garrett Metcalf got his 4th win of the season, stopping 30 of 34. For Tim Broussard and Guy Carenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. This has been the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.